gonna yeet the stream in there. Yeah, I accidentally shut down my computer when I didn't mean to, and all my books got closed. Didn't have that many open, but it's the principle that hurts, you know? Roleplay. Am I missing anything from this folder? I think I don't have Pathfinder in that. I have that on my external drive, but yeah, Nyaxi, I remember. What did you managed to yeet yourselves in the Umbra and you had no way out, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was the problem. I can just burn everything down.
Where will...
Yes, but everything down.
So, changelings have a mechanic called banality. It's their morality mechanic. Essentially, the more ground down by life you get, and the harder it is to hold on to your dreams, well, for normie, it's like shit happens, life sucks, whatever. For changeling, it's worse than that. It's like you're slowly getting lobotomized and losing your magic. Now, werewolf has something called, what is it, like weaver spiders, weaver spirits, which is essentially the incarnation of that. They are spider-like spirits that are weaving webs that lock reality down and make it ever more solid. Which means that they are absolute fucking spirit horror for changelings. Because changelings are the opposite. And they managed to end up with like half the party in the Umbra, where these things live, in the middle of a city, which these things infest, and it was great fun. Speaking of, Mage lends itself well to fucking with the crap of all other game lines, so you shouldn't expect that this won't ever come up again. It may well come up again. And while we're talking of other things, Matt, we didn't talk about this previously. Your contact in the planning office. Since they've been clearly heavily compromised, I want to give you the option of trading them out for another contact.
I kind of disagree on this one. I mean, he is compromised against the
No, you can
vampires.
keep him. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm giving you the option.
Okay,
It's your choice. If you think that him being compromised against vampires is outweighed by his value, 100% fine. There we go. Switching cameras. Mr. Bald. Welcome.
Hello.
What a shiny dome you have. My god, it's like you log on and the first thing you see is that forehead shining in the dark.
Oh, it's cheap. I only have one source of light and one reflective surface.
So, it is July the 2nd. Now, since we are having, well, Operation Patriot is redacted, so I'm gonna give you a Operation 7 file and an Operation 8 file. Since we skipped a month, presumably you did an investigation there. I will want everyone to add a single detail to that investigation, just like before, since Yeah, why not? Let's keep the record going. Who wants to pitch the first detail? I know you have to think right away, Bacon. It's horrible. See, what you need to do is brew some coffee the night before and let it cool in the fridge. Perhaps steep in extra strong for the morning so you're ready when you get up.
Cold coffee is disgusting. What's wrong with
It's
you?
fucking great with milk. What do you mean?
No, it's disgusting, and I don't drink coffee with milk.
What the fuck, Bacon? Why are you like this? So, first detail for investigation 7. Presumably this is a not very supernatural investigation.
Should we do a missing animals one then? Missing cat?
No,
Well,
that's
you're
not
s-
really. We can't do that. It has to be, at least surface level.
Yeah, like the lawyers, you're supposed to be finding proof of supernatural existing, right? Like that's what the inheritance stated. You can't it has to be some kind of a lead. The lawyers don't care that much, but they were paid to do a job.
Actually, maybe cult activity then.
Okay. What kind of cult activity? Like what's the initial lead then, Dan?
Well, how about we investigate the Scientologists?
I don't think anyone expects Scientologists to have actual magic at their disposal.
No, but, supernatural could be, paranormal and that kind of thing too. Or is it
They have-
exclusively supernatural, not paranormal?
They have one magic with them. It's the magic of money. It's very powerful.
See, the thing is, you won't have the money to pay for the audits to reach the higher levels of initiation, Dan. That is beyond your budget, so you will not be able to unlock the secrets of Scientology.
Darn, I won't get to learn about Xeno.
Yeah, I don't know. You have to decide before we get into the main mission for the session, Matt. Because this would be happening over the time skip, and you can't just leave it blank and choose when you know what you're gonna need. But okay, cults. There's always the Hare Krishnas.
I
Oh,
don't think I
actually,
know about these ones.
we can investigate some people with actual supernatural evil. Are there any Mormons around?
Nexi, does Germany have Mormons? Are you infected?
I mean, Mormons have missions everywhere, is their thing, but if there's
Oh.
actually
That
Church
Actually,
one
it's
Christian cult. What are they called again?
Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yes, those.
Also, Bacon. It's technically it's the Church of the Latter Day Saints, I believe.
But yeah, there's like
Yeah.
there are Mormons in Germany, but only like 10,000 of them, and I don't think we're in the right part of Germany.
Good.
Maybe it's like a couple of
Yeah.
10,000s, I'm not sure.
Recently, I learned a new offensive way to refer to the Mormons. it's called soakers because
I know, I know, Bacon, you don't need. I know. That's
Okay,
what I
Stuttgart does have
heard.
a Mormon congregation, apparently.
Wow, that's some deep fucked up lore, Bacon. I didn't realize you were gonna bring that up. If you want to know what soaking is, Google it, but you've been warned. Okay, so you're investigating an unspecified religious cult.
yes.
Alright, who wants to add the next detail? And presumably you're investigating on if there's anything real to it, if trying to validate if they have magic, if they have a connection to something powerful, etc. I mean, it makes sense. Now you know that angels are real, right? So,
Okay. Let me note down the first one.
okay. Anyone? Detail 2.
Two.
So yeah, cult was Dan's suggestion. Before we got sidetracked into discussing possible candidates.
Okay, I guess we did the two. We start trying to infiltrate the cult, I guess.
Okay.
Create fake identities and start frequenting their entry level bullshit.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna make you make rolls for it. I will tell you how it all goes, but like, you do run into a wall here, I will say. Yes, you're absolutely able to access the entry level stuff. Unfortunately, the fake identities are gonna have a rough time, other than Lucas, who actually has, I believe, an alternate identity, or like an alternate driver's license. Thing is, these people want your identity so they can tithe you, as their church requires. And they want to make sure that, check your income levels, see how much would be fair for you to donate to God. So, those of you who have no dots in alternate backgrounds are not going to be able to pass the first level of initiation. But you have your inside man. Walking around in a white shirt, knocking on doors. Have you heard about our Savior? It's just like a junior missionary going, with an... He's mostly just trying to look presentable in the background, told to smile a lot and bring the warmth of God's light to the doors of innocent people who are going to be very annoyed. And that leaves Matt and Nyaxi.
Nyaxi, maybe you have idea what can I find there?
Good question. I mean, like we said on it not being an actual thing, right?
Well, we would make it a real investigation if it was something. This is a false lead.
It can be weird, just not supernatural.
Yeah, you can absolutely go weird. There can be a touch of maybe something's going on in the background, but you know. Nothing overtly supernatural.
That's fair.
Oh, and since significant amount of time has passed in game, reset your willpowers to full if anyone is not.
Yeah. Okay, the cult leader, he's very charismatic, and it turns out he secretly has multiple wives, just like it says in the Bible.
Of course he does, and I will add a spin to this. You find this out because he wants Lucas to be one of them. He doesn't believe the parts of the Bible that say gay is bad. He in fact goes both ways.
How would I react to this one?
It's okay, by the time the next investigation starts, the trauma has faded a little. So, what's the last detail of the investigation? As you've been initiated, you've discovered the mysteries of the cult. It turns out it's just a way to farm toys for a charismatic asshole.
I somehow, basically using technology, I record the instances where toys are being farmed, instances where toys are being used, the faces of those toys, and then I transfer them to our patron and one of my contacts, the radio host.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell there to we leaked information online after secretly recording. Good.
Okay. Your alternate identity now has the enemy flaw, cult leader. And the fake email is gonna be spammed with death threats on the regular. The cult starts praising the cult leader, of course, even more, other than the few who leave and have not been indoctrinated too heavily. Because, of course, a great leader doing God's work has to spread his blessings far and wide. The radio broadcaster does a whole segment of, secret sex cults are your teens being indoctrinated. And, turns out there is nothing supernatural about there. The police do nothing because it's apparently consensual. They're not legally married, but in the eyes of their religion they are. Of course, they have signed over all their property to the cult leader because the head of the household should control the family's resources. All in all, the religion or the cult shrinks but becomes more fanatical as a result of your actions. Anna, your internal intelligence service guy says that you did really good and it's a good thing you discovered this shit. They will be watched very closely from now on as a terrorist. They are also on a secret government watch list now.
A few surveillance drones here and there, maybe a few extra cameras inside their areas.
Indeed. And then let's go around and everyone say what you have been up to in the downtime. And I assume that you have built a conspiracy wall with Kabbalah, New Age, Wicca, and everything else magic related to try and unlock the secrets of the universe.
Yeah, Anna's gone to her lab and started drawing up her own board and talked to the boy toy about where he would think a few books might be. Not that he would actually find them, but a lead's a lead.
All right. We need, like, in one of those big white culty robes, Bacon, we need a picture of a guy that, like, on the occult investigation. You know, one of those.
I might have a good picture in mind.
The boy toy is going to tell you that the magic is not going to work for you because the aliens have deployed cloaked jamming satellites to disrupt humanity's progress towards mastering their psychic powers. And, you know, one day a golden god will come to lead you out into the galaxy on a great crusade to claim the stars. But unfortunately, that day has not yet come.
Sure, dear.
It's apparently he's been getting into Warhammer. It's kind of starting to shine through. And yeah, you think that some of it makes sense, some of it seems patterns that might be real because they sort of repeat in different forms across religions and practices. So maybe it's intuitive and people are just subconsciously picking up on something. Other things, it's like some details are so specific that you come across that it has to be coming from something real somewhere deep down, but most of the information is just, it's like the pop culture equivalent of magic that you find for the most part. It's like magic on the level of I'm gonna cosplay as a high priestess of the 11th rank kind of shit, you know? And it's hard to find anything that even might be real, and you have to work on your own because the others will laugh at you.
Well, obviously. That's why I say it's in the my own hideout, not in public, you know.
But yeah, like you
can't see this.
You think you're making progress, like you've probably taken up things like meditation and focusing exercises and you know, ways to project your altered code onto reality. Actually, yes.
Yes.
This is, since you are trying to learn magic, two tools that you are focusing on using to unlock magic. Like, what are you, like what practices or what ideas or what tools are you trying to use to do this?
Well, apart from the learning information, I would have bought some of those, very light plastic balls that are like in ball pits. So I'd be practicing moving those around, try and focus on moving it around with mind, practice juggling, but
I mean tools
trying to keep up in the air.
of, like focuses or tools that you would be using to actually work the magic. So it's mostly mental for you, right? So it's
Yeah.
So as an example, then it could be like breath control and visualization, right? Like you're trying to channel energy through your breathing and visualizing the result.
Yeah, channeling key and mental focus.
Yeah. And like anyone who... Matt doesn't have to do this yet, but I would like you each to list... Actually, no, Nyaxi, you will list 2 of the tools that you use. Bacon, since you have a side focus flaw, I think we have your muttering to yourself, and we'll want 2 on top of that. Matt, what have you been up to in the downtime?
I'm looking for some new ally. After seeing how vampire brainwashed stop.
Well, you're assuming
Next.
it's a vampire, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a Lymian vampire.
You can absolutely have a contact that's a lawyer that won't ask too many questions, that can be consulted, like someone who will pretend to the extent that he can pretend that you're not up to something nefarious and give you like legal advice. Or actually it can be someone just outright dirty, you'll just have to pay him more. Like you can have your own Better Call Saul as a contact.
Can you repeat the last phrase? Call Saul?
Yeah, like from Breaking Bad, the lawyer. You're Googling it, aren't you, you piece of shit?
Didn't City also hitch?
There were 3 people running a meth empire, and Saul was the lawyer.
There's even the Better Call Saul spin-off series later.
Oh, that was so good. That was so good. But you know, like a criminal lawyer, not a lawyer that does criminal cases, but a criminal lawyer, if you know my... if you get the gist.
Yeah, that would have been, that can be more interesting.
Okay, so for small things, it's just going to be handled in the course of events. If some sort of bribes or large expenses need to be arranged, like you will now have the option of using temporarily a resource dot to in case someone needs to be bribed out of a murder case, evidence getting corrupted, that sort of thing. Like you will be able to attempt legal shenanigans or semi-legal shenanigans through this guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent, Nyaxi.
I'll try and stay in touch with the nun, like not, without getting myself in too much the harm's way in terms of drugs. Just, keep friendly relations between us and her, if possible.
Okay. That's reasonable. I'm gonna need 2 rolls. Willpower and perception empathy.
Okay, one of those is scary, the other one, okay. Can I spend willpower on the willpower roll?
Yes. Well, no. It's over a time period, so no.
Okay, difficulty 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a failure.
Okay. You are going to be hung over as fuck after leaving her and probably suffering some mild withdrawal from some of the things you've taken. So, in the real investigation, for it's a base failure, for the first truly significant roll, you're going to be at +1 difficulty.
Okay.
Insightful is 2. Yeah, she takes you along to a poker game with a lot of scary looking dudes. So, as the night goes on, she keeps winning, and at some point she's like, "Oh, hey, I'm running dry there, Sam. Why don't you go and get some drinks? You know, there's still a bar open around the corner." So you leave. You meet her as she's coming out at a hurried step, and she's like, "No, we're not going back inside. It's time for us to go."
That's fair. Entirely fair.
Do you let her seduce you for the cause?
Sure, I guess.
Okay. How much? Because she's not gonna restrict herself to strictly speaking one-on-one, if you know what I mean.
And I went to theater school.
And I'm gonna assume you're not gonna go quite that far, right?
I have limits, yeah.
Okay. Then you avoid the STD stamina check, since the creature that she is, and definitely the creatures you suspect she is, are immune to diseases, while they have supernatural fuel in the tank.
Yeah, I vaguely recall.
So, what are 2 of the focuses, tools, or techniques that Sam uses to do her magic? Like in terms of, like supernatural practice. You know how it works in Mage.
Yeah, in terms of mage, one of them is tricks and illusions, and one of them is something more serious, probably. Let me think. Like, voice and vocalizations, when I'm invoking the spirits.
All right. All right, and what has James been up to?
Well, like every proper man, when you deal with there's a fucking angel around and these mind-controlling monsters, he feels weak, and there's only one way to get stronger. He's hitting the gym.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say trust in God, but okay.
You see, it would be that, but he actually wants to join the evil, powerful monsters because he's a horrible person.
Somewhere a demon just goes like, whew, okay. His faith died. I'm safe.
He never felt that much connected. He felt useful in that situation, but even the angel wasn't as
that impressive,
confident that he could do. Like I said, yeah, it might work, but you don't feel like it. Let's listen to the angel and just hit the gym to get the real power.
Okay. So you're just pumping iron. Okay. And 2 practices on top of the vocalizations.
Yeah. My practices, as I said before, I'm imposing my will in the world through my strength and my martial arts and pumping iron. So I have the meme one, but I'm looking still for another one.
So effectively, you're just tensing your body, flexing your muscles, and using that to channel energy, right?
Yeah, I think that couldn't be included in dances and movement in certain way, like a more martial arts kind of stances, doing the karate stuff, the punching in the air and things like that. So dances and movement, and bringing my Italian background. The way that you show yourself to the world and you impose yourself is through fashion.
Mm-hmm.
So fashion and dances and movements.
So, okay, so it's all about projecting your presence and your will out into the world. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, definitely make sure you note down what you wrote, because
Yes.
These can change. You can, when we settle into mage, you can abandon some techniques and embrace others to replace them, but we are setting the foundations of how you approach magic. Okay.
I think my new fashion statement is yellow clothes for unspecified reasons.
Because it's disgusting and draws attention to you, and thus the world cannot ignore your will.
True, totally because of that.
Actually, that looks reasonably swanky if disgusting. Although that's more of a goldish color than yellow.
Gold is yellow.
But it's shiny yellow. Okay, so you have a nice gold leather jacket now, or something. Okay, then it is the morning of July the 2nd. There are several bodies on your slab, Anna. It is a Wednesday,
All once, wow.
the middle of the week. Give me a perception medicine roll.
And I don't know if I'm applying my forensic to this as well. I probably am.
Yeah, you absolutely are. You rolled it secretly to GM, but it's fine. It's 4 successes. So, I guess you have a important question on what to put in your report, because this was one of the things you decided not to fuck with for the moment. And don't worry, I'm not gonna force you to. But the knife wounds. The knives are of similar size and shape to the ones that killed a private eye a month and change ago. In a couple of cases with extreme force, there are 3 bodies. Apparently, the 3 were found scattered around a table with cards laid out on it.
I see. Yep.
One of them had had a gun gripped in his hand, like he tried to get it out, but wasn't quick enough. It seems like the police suspect that there was probably like one guy running the game with a bodyguard and they fell on the others with knives. Because one person couldn't move quickly enough or with enough violence to dispatch 3 people, even with the element of surprise, before they got their weapons out.
Would I know if Samantha was there?
I doubt she reported on her movements, and this was like a... well, it was an underground poker game, so there were no cameras and no tracking. So you have no idea.
Yeah, all I have is the physical damage she's done.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeesh. Well,
But like
But not-
you have a pretty clear idea of what probably did this. So you can be consistent with the police report and send them looking for like 2 burly dudes, or you can choose to point out the inconsistencies with that theory. It's up to you if you like, half close your eyes or not.
what I'm gonna do is half and half in a way. I'm gonna have as if there was a normal fight to the police, but I'll also have Carl have the full report of what I think it is.
Carl would just, Carl, like he doesn't, like he believes in cringe, not in supernatural stuff. Like he wouldn't approve of you covering up against the police. He would just, submit it both places in full would be his point of view. So half and half isn't going to work very well here.
Yeah, but we had him see something though. That guy. So he already knows.
I think he saw the nun confronting you in the bus. I don't think he's seen anything supernatural.
Unless we're taking that part out of my story on him, that's okay.
I thought we had. I mean, maybe he's...
Oh, well,
like he's... I thought, like, he has seen some shit. I thought it was in terms of, like, he's war traumatized. So he's just taking a very unfocused approach to his work.
well then, that's in case. I'm just going to go full report then.
Alright. You report it. They're gonna have Igor check the autopsies, make sure you didn't miss anything, because it's not consistent with the detective's report, but yeah. Sure hope that the angel knew enough to wipe her fingerprints, because that's more trouble with the police than if she didn't. Because she's in the system, she got arrested before.
That's her problem.
Yeah. Let's see. Nexi, the kittens are very much growing. It is about that time to find them forever homes.
Yeah, guess I'll get on that.
I assume you actually try to find good people instead of like semi-selling them to the viewers, like a familiar for you, blessed by the great Samantha.
I'm not that scummy.
Yeah, I thought not. Alright, so presumably you're working on that, like what's your way of getting rid of kittens? Like how do you, because like if you just do it in the public place, you'll have a lot of your fans trying to infiltrate it, probably. So
Like I ask around with the people I know if they know anyone who wants cats. Maybe I put up a newspaper ad or...
okay. Yeah, no, like at this point, most of your coworkers that are willing to entertain the possibility of having a pet have one, some of them 2 or 3. from your supplier. So that market is somewhat exhausted, but the word has been put out. There's a new batch.
Yeah, actually, I might ask the angel if she knows anyone who would want kittens and is responsible with pets.
Her response is essentially like, what? Like an animal? In the house?
It has a long tradition.
Yeah, no thanks.
So she's not, I forgot what the house is called, but she's not that house.
I mean, she might just be turning her back on her legacy.
Uh-huh.
Alright, right, you found your lawyer. Probably you are browsing the internet looking for new leads for this month's investigation, Matt. So, a perception investigation or perception computers as you look for weirdness in the general area that might be worth looking into.
Perception. Perception 4, computer 4.
Yeah. Is Stuttgart, like how close next is Stuttgart to like mines? Like has it been a big mining region in the past? I know to the north there's the whole Ruhr area and there's definitely mines up there, but like are there any near Stuttgart itself?
Good question. Let's see. It's probably been a while, but there was mining in the state. I'm not sure how close it is to the capital. But there are mines, you know.
They don't have to be open ones. If there was in the past, that's exactly what I'm looking to confirm. Because otherwise, I have to send you north to the Rhine again, and that's a ways.
Yeah, iron and salt mines were definitely a thing.
Salt mines. All right. We'll. Yeah, let's go into this. So, there's a lot of closed mines in this state, and one in particular. Let's say it's somewhere to the south of Stuttgart. There's like smaller towns and villages around the place, and the mining network is emptied out and extensive. So occasionally people get lost down there. There's the occasional cave-in, etc. What it boils down to is people go missing in this area. But doing a search, having a bot scrape the web, running some statistics, last year or so, there has been like a 30 or 40% increase in average disappearances. And there have been rumors going back decades about the ghosts of the miners that died in collapses and things like that. And, you know, the shades of the unquiet dead roaming the hills looking for prey to drag down into the dark, to look for salt that is no longer there. And yeah, the data seems to indicate that, well, it could just be a serial killer, or it could be the ghosts getting more active, but you're pretty sure that there is a very clear increase and something has to be causing it. And since you got like 7 successes, congratulations by the way, two major questions or 4 minor ones about what might be going on.
Mm-hmm. What are the major similarities between people who disappeared?
That is a very, very good question. It seems that slicing the data by ages, maybe the first 6 months of the past year, like 12 to 6 months ago, it was mostly young teens that were going missing, like 11, 12, around that age range. After that, the increase is, it's more towards grown-ups. So it's like it switched in the opposite direction. So call it like maybe 16 at the youngest to like people in their 60s. And if you had to guess, the trend is, in terms of extra people vanishing, it's hard to tell because it's not that many, right? But like, it does seem to be slowly trending upwards.
I think your other useful question would be on
Vacant.
the region, right? What do you think? It's your finding, so
Can you repeat the question?
useful question would be on the region, maybe, like where these people came from. If they are from a specific area that we can track, or it's all over the region.
Yeah, it's the also important part. Is anyone writing that down?
Oh, but I can start writing.
Yes, this
Okay,
would be
Bacon,
investigation 8.
Yeah, can you start writing? The second question is, are all of those people coming from the same region?
Well, it's funny you should ask, because there's a lot of them that are, and this takes you a while, like you overlay like the places these people live, the places they might frequent regularly on a map. You know, do a whole thing, and it comes out as a vague blob, but you are able to narrow it down to a couple of miles at the center. Like, there's an area a couple miles in the center, and all the, like, a whole lot of extra victims are happening essentially within walking distance of that, right? So you have a circle that's like maybe, well, call it 40 kilometers across ish, and there's an area like roughly like a couple of square kilometers in the center that like all the extra, like a bunch of the extra victims seem to be close to, and it is near one of the old mining complexes.
Yeah, how many kilometers around that mining complex again?
20 radius, 40 diameter, roughly.
And how many questions have we used?
You've used 2 major ones effectively.
Yeah.
You have the data on the victims, and you have a reasonably precise location.
Yeah, I think those were very good questions to ask. Mining complex.
it's like probably the pictures you can find online are from people that do abandoned places porn, essentially. Not actual porn, but like, you know, abandoned buildings, abandoned sites, etc. It seems that the mine closed in like the 60s. So there's a couple of old cranes there, and it's like a big open pit with mines branching off from the open sides of it.
Okay, for
There's environmental petition going to close it up or fill it in because it's a fucking eyesore and environmental damage, but so far it hasn't been done, and it's probably
how
like
how did we find out about this again?
uh, effectively Lucas was looking on the web with his computer skills, and he collated
Okay.
data on this. He comes with a conspiracy while proving, guys, it sounds like bullshit and just people falling into mines, but just hear me out, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have it written.
And
Okay.
when you're done writing it down, Bacon, give me a perception alertness roll.
Alertness?
Mm-hmm. I assume no specialties since the dice goes
No
so
specialty.
low. Yeah. They're not here today, and it's been happening less and less. But you've definitely picked out a car occasionally following you. You've tried to look up the plates. Occasionally, you see a guy in the back, like holding up a phone in discreetly in your general direction. The vigilance is fading, but they definitely hired probably a new sniffer to keep an eye on you guys.
I need to kill him and take his place.
Yeah, it seems that while you submitted your application, the interviewer never got back to you and went with another option.
Man, that feels. I know how it is.
You know what's really good? Like you work at a place for 4 years and you think you're very successful, and it's all like, yeah, maybe we'll work again to together, and then you apply to that same place years later, and they just send you 2 rejection letters without even inviting you to an interview, like, no thanks. And you just start to wonder, you know. No, like those are the feels, like that fucks with your head. That might or might not be something that happened to me. But yeah, it's far enough out of Stuttgart that it's like the edge of the circle is like 80 kilometers to the south. Like the nearest settlement is like 105. Like to the mining site, like the old mining town. So you can find some motel or some sort of sleeping arrangement in the town, or you can commute. It is well, you have autobahn, so once you get out of the city, it's not that long, right? But it's still an hour to get out there, all told. presuming that you wish to investigate.
Oh yeah,
let's see.
there's something there.
Okay, give me a minute, discuss among yourselves on how you are going to avoid getting dragged into the dreaming and drained of your terror as you are tormented for years.
So what's the name of the operation? I'm putting deserting 1 investigation 8 vanishing salt. But we need something more creative and salt related.
Ghost in the mine.
That's not creative nor salt related. There needs to be salt in the name.
Why?
Because it's in the salt mines. Mine could be any mine. There is a lot. It's fucking Germany. They will read our report in the future and think, oh, they went to the Ruhr to investigate something in coal mines. And we need to say it's a salt mine.
Did you choose a name? Vanishing Salt, okay.
And they couldn't agree to anything better, so we keep the vanishing salt.
I was gonna suggest Salty Ghost myself.
Mm.
But yes, you have a month's time and a new investigation and a van full of guns and other goodies.
Yay.
Did anyone contact the relatives of the what you assumed out of character was the other hunter group? Or are you avoiding that for now?
You are avoiding that.
Alright. Presuming that those names are at least burned into your memory.
Yes.
We already contacted them once before we got their own counter. But if we get encountered, we should probably go by fake names.
I know you didn't contact at least some of them. I think what you did contact was the bum that witnessed the abandoned building stuff. That's the one you went to visit.
We went with the bomb and we went to the gym and we did the magic there. And also went to market and did the magic there. We didn't need to actually go find the family member of the dead hunters.
Alright, the ball is in your court. How do you wish to go about investigating this? For now, at least, you can still go out during daytime. This is after everyone shifts, so call it 5:30 p.m. in July. Sun sets sometime after 9. You have math 4 hours of daylight left.
Do we know any sites that we could go to? Like,
You could certainly make it to the mine complex and do something.
I mean, we have the ghost detecting equipment, right? We have to do scannings with them. With the Tigmagy detector, walking around, like in the ghost hunting shows.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you can...
Not to mention,
absolutely. Like you can just go out there and drive back in the evening, or you can set up a like you have everything you need for the actual investigation in your van, presumably, right? So you just need to, like, I guess, are you sleeping over there? Are you renting like a bed and breakfast? Are you, you know, going to a motel, sleeping in the car, commuting back to Stuttgart? Like,
Yeah, you could probably rent like a holiday house or something, right?
Yeah, we have money. Like I have personal money, and we also have a good group budget that we could use for that.
yeah, like the group budget definitely covers things like housing, quote unquote, on site. It's an approved expense. That
Yeah,
doesn't even
the
come
law-
out of your reward. It is like you can expense that within reason, right?
the lawyer would just so one of their expenses was a holiday home in this nice part of the countryside. Interesting.
They don't care as long as you're generating sufficient scientific materials for the log, right? No one probably can you imagine it, right? Like 15 years later, some vampire elder buys the company, finds this in the archives, and just shits himself in fear, seeing how deep you got. That's how you get the you dare question the masquerade type elders, actually. They are the ones who probably discovered like a hard drive or film archive or a folder full of this stuff somewhere they didn't expect and just terror.
A fair reaction, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not the professional groups of hunters you attract if things get really bad. It's all the small ones that are just breeding all over the place, waiting to explode in your face unexpectedly. Okay, so you rent a holiday home, trade around some shifts, get some time free from work. Samantha can just televise in from the field. Sorry guys about the conditions, I'm trying to lay a vengeful ghost to rest. It probably actually ups your viewership because it's like, you know, like, she's the real deal. She's out in some shithole trying to fix things.
So true.
Okay. Then yeah, you rent a holiday home. Technically, you are away, so this counts as a work trip. You get a per diem as well. It's gonna work out very nicely for you. And yeah, you can absolutely set up. It's probably this nice middle-aged German woman who was running the holiday home. You buy fame. You did buy fame. She just goes completely mute when she sees Sam getting out of the van. It's like, you see the eyes go wide. And she's just all like, welcome, welcome. I'm so honored, mistress. Please, please come in.
Thank you very much.
She's truly a kindred soul. There's downstairs in the living room, there's like 3 shelves with porcelain plates with carefully painted pictures of cats and kittens on them. Are you having flashbacks to Grandma's Nyaxi?
My grandmas were more into orchids. So.
Uh-huh.
Does she have actual cats?
Not at the moment, apparently. It's a guest house she has to rent out. Some people have allergies, but there's a black and white picture of a cat of it's hard to tell when it was taken, but it's clearly in a place of honor. Perhaps she's mourning a dead friend.
Mm-hmm. Of course, cats are much more sensitive to the spiritual than the average human.
Of course, and perhaps she has come closer to the truth than many others through her connection to these wise animals.
Mm-hmm. She's gonna, like the ad said, that you're not supposed to be going and coming after 10 p.m. But she's gonna tell you that, like, in your case, she's gonna waive that rule. She knows that you must be out here on important spiritual business, and she wouldn't dream of interfering with your very important work. I think that was very helpful. I'm glad she understands.
Mm-hmm. Breakfast is at 8. She's gonna cook it, assuming you're gonna be down. If you're not, it stays on the table. You can eat it cold. Just please try not to waste it. She hates wasting food. But it's in your best interest to stumble down around 8ish, because then everything is gonna be warm. Other than that, try and enjoy yourselves. Horrible thing about little Timmy, but try and enjoy the town. Try not let the somber attitude keep you down.
Uh-huh.
And she's just like, I'm gonna be down the street, 3 houses over on the other side. That's where me and my husband stay. There's no reason for us to occupy 2 houses now that kids moved away. You know how it is, the pension. But try not to trash the place. Don't throw any parties here. Like, I don't mind if you are out late. If just alcohol is fine too. Just don't get wild.
Of course, we're here on a spiritual journey.
She looks at the others suspiciously and nods. Good luck, mistress.
Thank you.
It's almost by reflex, Anna. Your eyes twitching like you're having a spasm. This stuff is real now, but fuck!
God damn it.
And she departs. Dolores Umbridge's office, but dialed back maybe 2 notches to the point where it's not necessarily your style, but it actually looks, good, right? It's like a lighter form of that. It's a lot of light colors, not pinks, but a lot of, pastel tones, more or less. It's like someone took a comfortable old people home and then just, prettied it up more to have that stereotypical appeal to tourists coming to Europe kind of thing going on, There's people who actually live in Germany. It's, you know, when your culture gets turned up to 11 and it just cuts at the eye.
Well, I mean, it's gonna be fine. We're not gonna be in that often, I hope.
Okay, bring in the guns, let's unload the hardware. Yeah, by the time you settle in, it's probably 7:30ish. You have about 2 hours of sun left. Should that matter to you? It is kind of ominous when I tell you how long it is until sundown or dawn every time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's completely fine and it makes sense.
I mean,
The
the spirits are
Lamias might
acting
be
at
out.
night. Lamias.
We
Who
can't
hasn't
seem
played
to
Simon?
tire.
Who hasn't played Simon's Quest?
The what now?
Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest.
Nope. I got back into Path of Exile. I'm just snorting that shit like it's prime cocaine.
I'm not a boomer, I never played Castlevania.
Anyway.
What? Shut down then!
I'm it's old. Okay, I get it. But I guess, are we going to go out and have a quick look?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
like
probably
scrap
so.
It's
the,
like
the ghost detection equipment and do some scoutings.
yeah, it's 5-10 minute drive to the mine. This is the town that pivoted to tourism as it started to slowly die once the mine shut down. So it's like we've all seen those places which are kind of doomed, and you know they're doomed, but they're gonna be at least the next 50 years finishing dying, you know? It's that sort of town. It's middle-aged and older people mostly. It's, you know, the youth has left for the big cities and opportunities and other places in the EU and probably not coming back.
Oh, there's no new German youth arriving in this region?
Bacon, do you sense an opportunity?
No, I'm just questioning if like there's no new Germans from Turkey arriving.
Not here. The social services are centered in the big cities, so they want to stay close to where the handouts are.
Okay. Makes sense.
This is not like this place has a university, so you don't get students from other countries either. It's like, I don't know, like maybe census says it has like 10,000 people, maybe. It's like a city, but it's one of those country cities, right? That are not very big, and like even in the center, if the wind is in the right quarter, you can probably smell the cows, right? Alright, you drive down to the salt mine. And let's see if I can find a nice big picture that would capture the majesty. Don't see an open pit that I could easily grab hold of. Oh, this is good. Yes. Hold on. I know, I'm horribly, I was thinking it might be a coal mine, but Nyaxi said salt, so now it's a salt mine.
Iron and salt were around, but you know.
Thanks,
salt is more
Nyaxi!
interesting.
Layer map. There you go. Nice big tunnels. So there's an open pit. It seems that this has been a reasonably rainy summer, at least in Latvia. It looks like the lower levels might be flooded. There's definitely like a road that goes around the edge of the pit, but the bottom of the pit is filled with water. And it seems that like however much absorption is happening here, it hasn't been enough to stay ahead of the things filling it, whether it's groundwater or rain or something else. But there are buildings around the edge. You can see still the cranes, not precariously positioned, but they're still extended over the pit. There's they probably didn't have containers here. They're probably like there's some of those ugly like sheet metal silos that you get in pretty much any industrial site. It's like an old parking lot. You can see the rusted remnants of a truck there. It's like a couple of buildings that probably like some sort of barracks, office, etc. It seems that most of the stuff that could be easily moved and that someone wanted has been moved out, but there's still some remnants, and there's maybe 5 or 6 tunnels that you can immediately see leading off of the pit, heading deeper into the ground. If the reports are correct, there's a whole maze of interconnecting tunnels down there. Who has a dot of awareness these days?
Me?
I also have one.
Those who do may roll perception awareness at a 7, let's say.
I also have the medium merit if it matters.
Ghosts, right?
Yes, but it will only matter if it's actually ghosts.
Okay. 3 and... Okay, are we missing anyone? Bacon, did you roll?
Yeah.
I said at 7,
I got
you
a
rolled
1.
at 6.
No, the other one. Row below that first one. For the
okay.
10 at 7.
So yeah, this place kind of feels to you just abandoned in that sad sort of way that all abandoned places do. The two of you can feel that there's like an uneasy power in the air, like a vibration, like static from a radio that's not tuned right, or like a car that's like rattling and something isn't running smoothly. And slowly gathering and more you feel like first 1 or 2 and then dozens of hands trying to reach towards you, Nyaxi, reaching across, touching your face, trying to get attention, and you just feel distress from the other side.
The spirits here are indeed disturbed. Maybe there's something to the rumors.
Fuck you! Why are you making it sound so fake? God damn it! God damn it! It's like
interesting. Well, considering this is a salt mine, as everyone knows, salt is used to block spirits. Like ghosts are, you can't go. You can protect yourself from ghosts with a salt circle, for example. So maybe something happened that is trapping them here without the salt.
Hold on. Dan, what did you had a dot of awareness and then you bought a second one, right?
Yes, I apparently had 2 dots of awareness.
Interesting. Okay. Then next time try and roll openly, but 5 successes. Yeah, your exercises are paying off. It takes you a moment, but you can feel the power in this place, and you can sense that there might have been potential here, but this power, someone has shaped it. Like, you can sense that, like, there are almost like, it's weird, right? But it's almost like in this energetical landscape of this place, someone has carved channels to gather and pull together that power into something useful.
I can't put quite. I just know. I can only just perceive the channeling where it's going.
Not so much. You can at best manage a hot and cold kind of thing where the power is
Okay.
because it's not physical channeling. It's more like reality has been rearranged here so the power can well to the surface.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep my cool though, not saying that I've seen anything yet.
A little bit of blood runs runs down your face. Everything's fine. Yeah, this is probably the first time since you know, just not blocking it out, and you can suddenly feel the this is like, it's like you felt tiny flickers of magical energy before since you started practicing, right? But you can convince yourself that maybe I'm fooling myself because you're the one generating it, right? And it's like maybe it's all in my head. This is probably the first time you've sensed real power that's coming from outside yourself, that's not connected to your will. And yes, everyone other than James can feel that there is something here. $7:45, hour and 45 minutes roughly till sundown. Did you come out armed, or are you just carrying cameras? I assume you don't go everywhere with guns at the ready. Yet.
I always carried 2 guns with me. I call right arm and left arm.
Alright, you're ready. Got it.
I only brought the surveillance equipment.
It's like probably one of those big gym bags that's loaded to the brim that you're just like carrying across the shoulder with both hands, like.
I mean, it's not that big.
You have night vision, you have thermal cameras, you have normal cameras, you have EM detectors, lenses. I think a duffel bag full of stuff sounds about right.
That stuff became miniaturized in 2010s.
Yeah, but do you have all the newest shit though?
I mean, yeah, everything is made by cheap on China.
Hey, if you want less stuff, I just assume that you have enough to surveil like the entire perimeter of the pit or something.
Okay, so I'm bringing that huge bag. Okay.
You have a strong guy. Like, I can easily carry a very large bag filled with stuff.
Okay, you have multiple smaller bags. How about that? You're loaded with stuff. You're at the ready. You're standing near the edge of the pit, looking into the dark waters below, feeling the uneasy darkness of this place. Sam trying to convince the ghost to stop trying to sniff her hair. How do you wish to proceed? Set up surveillance equipment?
Seems logical.
Alright. Intelligence tech. Someone has to lead. Everyone who has tech beyond the first person can add 1 dice to the roll.
I will lead because I'm most tech savvy. I have 5 intelligence and 3 tech.
Damn.
I have no tech and no intelligence, so it's up to the rest of you.
I got the 4 intelligence and 1 tech.
Okay, so Matt, since you have Anna helping, you get 1 bonus dice. So it should be total of 9. There you go, hurrying along, Valve.
Ah, stop. I should have 9 dice then.
Yes, exactly. I told you, like, helpers add. So 5. Okay. And attention to detail. How good is mobile internet in Germany? Do you get unlimited internet in your hotspots?
Well, it depends how rural you are. There are some black spots, but you know, you get. Nowadays, it's pretty okay.
You're like a couple of kilometers from a city, so I
Yeah, that
assume
should be
there's a
fine.
tower. Okay, so with 5 successes, you're not gonna have a full uplink. And one of you is gonna have to leave your phone behind to act as a hotspot. But you use one of the buildings, you put down a battery pack, network the cameras together, and you can rig an alarm when motion sensors get tripped and send a message to your van. And yeah, like, well, how would you like to configure the alarms? Like, what are you looking for? And by that I mean, do you want to be disturbed by every squirrel, or do you want to be like, at the very least, like, it will automatically log every time the motion sensors are tripped, and you'll have timestamps and camera numbers and things like that, so you'll be able to check in the morning. But, like,
I mean,
do you want real-time alarms, and what do you want to set them up for? Like,
I only want real-time alarms for significant, like, basically, if there is a squirrel, don't trigger an alarm. But if there is something at least human-sized,
so by size. It's probably doable, like, with 5 successes and that much tech. There has to be some sort of AI or semi-AI stuff to at least analyze the size of something on motion sensors.
camera detection is pretty good nowadays, except for black cats.
temperature. If there is a, like,
Weird moving cold spots or hot spots.
yeah,
All right. So probably set up monitors for EMF, etc. Try and blank out all the Wi-Fi signals you have set around the edge of this place, but those are gonna be, unless it's strong, pretty ineffective, because you're creating plenty of signals in the air with all the tech that you're setting up around here. But yes, it is L set up. You will have to go and change the battery packs like every 12 hours, because you're running a lot of stuff and portable battery packs only get so big. And you know, you need a lot of them.
Yeah, and a solar battery wouldn't even charge fast enough to power that.
Yeah, it's not like it's mostly, I think, that you have to be constantly transmitting the video to the hub and recording it. So it's a fuck ton of data, because it needs to actually process it, right? Probably slap a sticker on everything that's like, police equipment, do not steal, GPS tracker, we will find you. And what then? By the time that you are done, the sun is going down. If you're not gonna stay here during the dark, now would be the time to go. Now, actually, that's a James and Sam can be doing something else while you two are setting up.
I could try to do my magic thing. Why not?
Okay.
As I don't really feel anything like the others, I'm a bit lost, so I would just go a bit further into the mine and just touch the ground and try to touch one of the walls and try to feel for what happened in the past.
All right. Vampire hunters hunted.
It was like perception, alertness at
Empathy.
8 or something. Perception, empathy, okay. Search empathy at 8.
But you can use perception and rank in discipline. Not that I think it's better, but
Oh, actually some successes.
okay. So owner or most significant visitor. Yeah, this will be significant because you can feel ambition and a cold, calculated pursuit of power, the will to succeed no matter what. And you get a blurry image of a man in a tailored suit, hands upraised deep in the mine complex, hands raised to the ceiling, chanting and chanting and chanting day after day after day, doing some great slow work. And one more detail, like as he keeps chanting, it's almost like the shadows are gathering, like the darkness is getting deeper. And the man doesn't realize it, but he's running out of strength and he's coming apart. It's almost like he is unraveling and fading into the shadows, becoming part of them. That's the impression you get.
Alright. For a moment I thought you were just going to throw in, yeah, you feel the former owner of the mine. He's looking at the operations with pride and feeling power. As is going to be a rich man. That works as well.
The mine has been shut down since the 60s. At this point, whoever is exerting influence over it is probably the owner in the supernatural sense. Effectively.
True.
Okay, and Naxi, what do you want to do while they are setting up the equipment? You have like an hour and a half before you need to leave and before they'll be done. James has gone into the mine and you can hear chanting from within.
He's probably got that covered. Okay, I can't really communicate with the ghosts yet. It's like
And you can attempt to, like I will.
Shall I get out a... We have an Ouija board or something, surely, right?
Of course we have.
Okay. So you try to let the ghosts guide your hands.
Yeah.
Okay. Charisma awareness.
Okay. The difficulty?
6.
I'll spend 1 willpower.
All right.
4.
4. It does seem to be working. You have 4 successes. You can use 1 success for yes or no question, or 2 successes for question that can be answered in like a single sentence, because you will have to spell it out a letter at a time.
Makes sense. So 4 or 2.
Or you can mix and match.
That's fair. Let's see what are the most efficient questions to ask.
They seem to have, it's like that crowd that shushes itself. It's all like, everyone pay attention, this is our chance.
Okay, then my first question will be that something happened here that disturbed your rest.
Yes, 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 yes. Very empathetic yes.
How do I nail it down?
I mean, you can always come back another day if the ghosts are still willing to communicate if this doesn't work, right?
That's true, but that seems likely. Okay, what were the rumors you heard again? That
It's mostly like missing person statistics, and Matt or like Lucas did the work of tracking them and overlaying them with locations, and this place stood out. The
It's like in a radius around the salt mines.
Yeah, the authorities haven't noticed because they, like, how would you? Like, people go missing in these kind of places all the time, right? So it's like they might know that it's been worse this year for whatever reason, but they haven't pinpointed the location, you'd think. Because that's like, he wrote a custom program with a map overlay to track all of this, so.
did some of you die here recently?
Yes.
That was spooky. Okay, then I have 2 left. That's enough for a short sentence answer question. And you probably don't know what killed them. Though it might be worth asking still.
Your call?
If you know, can you tell me what killed you?
That is such an easy way to get a yes, but the wizard sacrificed monster. Careful, it bites.
Okay, that is very insightful. Okay, I mean, I'm happy with my findings.
Yeah, you already know what it is, probably. But that's
Did you
okay.
have one more?
No, the last one was worth 2 because it was not a yes or no answer. You know how Ouija boards, you have to spell it out, and it's. But yes, you have you have your information. Did you catch Bacon's vision?
Something about shadows I heard, but aside from that, no.
Yeah, there was a man that was chanting in the dark and the shadows apparently consumed him.
Spooky.
Alright, then you gather up and drive back to town, compare notes.
Check if I wrote anything wrong on the conclusion that the ghost gave you, Nyaxi. I wasn't paying that much attention,
Okay,
so
let me
I started
see.
writing late.
I'm trying to find the
It's Investigation 8, Vanishing Salt.
right.
The way it was stated was it wasn't two monster, it was more like a pause, comma, monster.
Oh,
Like
okay.
some of them wanted to say wizard, some of them wanted to say monster.
Yeah, the bites. It's the fucking horse, right? Oh.
I mean, what else could eat a wizard that opened a pathway to a dark dimension, right? Of course it's the fucking unicorn.
Yeah. And yeah, it's confirmed that people died recently here to that, but I guess it's already kind of coming out of the text anyway. Definitely very spooky and dangerous, potentially.
Indeed. You drive back to the city, you settle in, there's a fresh pie that the woman has left you, since apparently you're gonna be staying for a while, and you know, you seem like a good bunch. You smell apples and cinnamon.
Tasty.
Indeed. You are wrapping up dinner, having, compared notes, when your phone buzzes. Automated alarm. Motion sensors have detected a large object moving. It's about 11 p.m.
I look at the video feed.
I did say you wouldn't be able to get that. You can check it in the morning.
Okay. Well, note down the time. No, let's not go there. If there's something, with the ghost talking about a monster and seeing the crazy wizard, I don't think we should go there when the shadows are great.
I think we should acquire ourselves a Starlink terminal. Then we'll be able to access our cameras remotely.
That would probably give you the bandwidth you need, because right now it's hooked into a smartphone going through a tower, and I'm not sure how good German internet is. I think I've heard rumors it's not great.
Yeah, from everything I heard, it's not great.
Yeah, I'm spoiled because my country has pretty good internet for such a, Eastern European place. But then we don't have as much country as Germany, so it's easier to cover everything with the good shit.
From what I gathered, the thing in Germany is just a cope from the government, like, I have better internet than Radomir. And I live in a third world shithole that is extremely large.
Yeah. So the communications in Germany just suck. Like, it's probably better in the big cities, but
if we get Starlink, we could do that. Yeah, that's true.
Yes, you may discuss your theories and ideas among yourselves and your plans if you wish. preferably in character. In fact, I insist on it because I want you interacting in character.
Anyone knows anything about powerful wizards sacrificing people to shadows?
Roll
Like, it now makes sense.
intelligence occult, Lucas, because I'm sure that's 100% a thing in Warhammer.
Makes
It's
sense
not
to Southwind
everything.
now.
There are several such things. There are like several options what it can be. It can be a
Roll it to
necromancer, it can be chaos, it can be 2 points of occult and 5 points of intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Warhammer, don't disappoint us. Find the real truth. Okay, not bad.
Yeah, you know, it depends on exactly how people were sacrificed to the dark or to the monster. Certainly, the fact that the magic apparently consumed them suggests that it was something chaos related and that they did not do their rituals properly. But it could be any number of things, and certainly it's a common idea in all kinds of media that power can be drawn from pain and or blood.
Blood, ghosts, human sacrifices. That sounds like a necromancer to me.
They're raising a ghost army!
If it's a necromancer, it's dangerous. We know that the secret occult organization running the government was dealing with a necromancer.
Yeah, vampires usually enslave necromancers to their will. So there can be a connection. Anyway, I think we should bring guns next time.
Yeah.
I mean, necromancers aren't usually a very competent combatant. Like, couple bullets will stop it.
Actually, I will try to remember in Supernatural if there's anything that we could do with weapons to be more effective against ghosts. Because I actually don't remember in so long.
Didn't they put like
Nope.
stone salt at the shotguns or
Yes,
something?
but no, because he doesn't know.
It's better that way. The horse is not gonna be impressed by stone salt at a shotgun.
Fuck. There might be something I've seen before on how to fight ghosts with weapons, but I don't remember. I think usually you avoid it with ghosts itself. It doesn't work with them. But if the necromancer is mortal,
you can, in fact, choose to research it online and spend some hours and stay up late to do it. You will have to start out later in the day tomorrow to still get your full rest or go unrested.
I actually tell people that ghosts have 75% physical resistance. So they only receive 25% of damage from anything physical.
Yeah, but you know that's just where you draw your ideas from. You don't know what it's like in reality. Like that's just the closest thing you can. So you assume that ghosts will have a physical form when they manifest, and you can disrupt the ectoplasm with enough damage.
I would recommend not trying to find ways to kill them, because a good night's of sleep is more important, You're going to lose your gains if you don't sleep properly. You need all the hormones on your body and etc. And everyone knows that a strong body is a strong mind.
Okay. Then continue. Let me know when you are done plotting and go to rest. And I'll tell you what you find in the morning.
On what's the time then?
Like 11.
then I can still easily spend 2 hours researching and go to sleep.
Breakfast is at 8, Dan. You're not playing gamers.
As long as I get enough coffee, it's fine.
Alright, so you're willing to risk not being rested. And what do you want to research?
Ways to ward ghosts. Because destroying wouldn't work. I don't think we're capable enough.
Okay, intelligence occult. Of which you have none, but you're using the internet. We'll call it a difficulty 8.
I'll spend a willpower too.
Alright. So that's 2. Now I will Google this because that's effectively what you're doing. Okay. 2 things that you're able to find and have some research on how to do. One of them clearly seems like bullshit, at least in part. You can use protective objects made of salt, iron, or silver, which could give you a degree of protection. Salt seems like bullshit because they're in a fucking salt mine, they clearly don't care. And second is use sacred or cleansing herbs like sage, for example, to cleanse the space and try and banish the spirit or clean the energies of a location.
Alright.
And yeah, you're able to do that. Getting some sort of iron. Maybe there's a souvenir shop in town. They might have some wrought iron jewelry or ornamentation. You don't know if it's going to be any protective symbols, but you can at least get iron. And, you know, that might work. Getting a bundle of sage to burn, like, it's, you know, it's a country town. You can get herbs. You'll have to MacGyver a bundle together, but you could definitely do that.
Yeah, shouldn't be too hard.
Then,
Also, should remind you that we have a blessed Bible.
We have. It's on our inventory.
you have a blessed Bible, yes. So you stay up late. Give me a stamina check at difficulty 6. Okay. For the first couple of hours of the day, I'm gonna increase the difficulty by 1 because even with the coffee, it's a hard time getting going. And like, there's a big pot of coffee when you come out, like a plate heaped with bacon that's just crunchy enough, and a second plate of like, you know, just cooked eggs waiting for you. Come down just as she's finishing laying it out, gives you the good morning and heads out.
Mhm.
So, feel like, you know, I assume you swing by the center of town to pick up the items you decided on yesterday. We'll see how successful you are when you try to use them, because you don't know how good a job you did on putting them together and prepping them.
Mhm.
But you're all wearing like an iron Voltan's hammer or something like that. And, oh no, it's not Voltan. Thor had the hammer. There's, you know, some sort of pagan symbols from ancient Germanic past, right? that some local blacksmith carefully put together. It's over expensive and touristy, but maybe, just maybe, it counts as cold iron. So Naexi can be a little less anxious.
Yeah, as an American, I stare suspiciously at the Germanic pagan symbols being sold in a German gift shop.
No, thank you, clutches Bible to chest. The word of God is with me. I need not your pagan protections.
More to like, we defeated you guys last war. Are you getting weird ideas again? I stare, like, trying to find my mental database. Wait, is this suspicious or not?
You know, who knows, right? I'd
Who can really
rather
say?
not say the quote I thought of. But yeah, you load yourself with pagan symbols. You get some rubber bands, tie some sage together, some other herbs that are supposed to be cleansing. One of those long fireplace lighters so you don't accidentally burn your hand. And you head out. It seems that your property has not been vandalized in the night. 8, swing by city center. It's 8:45 when you reach the mine. Maybe 9. But I assume you ate quickly and headed out because you wanted to proceed.
Yeah, that's fair, I think.
So yes, 9 a.m. Bright and early. Lucas is secretly disgusted. You see that there has been another alarm in the night. Heading back, or well, it's presuming that it's the same thing. About 4 a.m. And you pull up the camera. Now you see emerging from like the third tunnel down along the accessway and setting off at a run, occasionally stumbling and proceeding on all fours before getting back up, a figure heading up along the rim. Switching to night vision, you see that it is a man in the tattered remnants of a suit that has been cut and torn, and he appears to be very much covered in mud and other gunk at this point. Here you go, a picture to go with it.
Do we have thermal vision?
You do. Thermal vision shows nothing, no heat signature.
Right, and you described as he's stumbling and moving on all fours sometimes.
Yes. But he seems to be in very good shape. He just runs up that access road. It's like maybe 300-400 meters and takes off running away from the site. Like he's not getting tired at all from the exertion.
So he's
Well, I
running
guess
away
I'll-
from the mines. He comes from the mines and he just goes outside.
Yes. And when you check the 4 a.m., the sky is starting to lighten, and he comes running back and down that third tunnel down.
Well, I guess I'll look for apparent footprints and see if I can see how good of a stride he has. Because if he's running up, you know.
Well, it seems like he has a fair bit of speed, but as far as technique at running, like how the fuck are you gonna tell? It's like a gravel road. It's a hard surface. It doesn't leave a lot of mark. Like when you know exactly where he was going in the path he was taking, you can find what you think are his imprints, but
Okay, didn't think it was the
there's
gravel.
so
I
little
thought it was mud.
information that I mean, there's definitely mud somewhere inside because like the place is a third flooded, but you know.
Alright. We have confirmation now. The wizard turned into a shadow monster. He's probably on the night hunting for new victims to feed or power the ritual he failed before, whatever.
Makes sense.
So, I think we're almost done with like proof of something happening here, but we need to stop this ghost or whatever for sure. Like, it is a danger to the people around.
When God fails, put your trust in the gun.
How clear is that picture? Would it be able to go through a search of the person's face?
Presumably you... Not very. You could try. That would be a intelligence computers check at 7 to clear it up and put it through a search because he's dirty, it's nighttime, you know. You don't have that clear a look at him. It has to go through the night vision, right?
Yeah, I think I can do it.
You can also rig the motion sensor if he comes out the next night with a light of some kind to get a lighted picture of him.
Or like a easier way, instead of waiting as much, as Lucas tries to do a search after cleaning the picture. Like, anyone has an investigation to try to look for reports of the missing people we have, if one of them is this guy.
That you can compare, yeah.
I got 3 in investigation.
I mean, one of you can do that, and you can try and do facial recognition. Absolutely.
Okay, I'll perform the facial recognition and then okay, and then I will add the searchlight.
Mm-hmm.
So it would activate when the alert is triggered.
You would have to manually run it through filters and clean it up. Like, you're not gonna get a real-time search through the whole of internet working. Like, you have to run it through Photoshop and the like. But sure, I'll give you attention to detail. So you are able to find it. It's a wedding photo of this guy looking almost exactly the same from the 80s.
Scary.
Mm-hmm. I want to look him up in the 80s. Like, no, I mean, I want to look him up on the internet to find out
that would
what
be
kind
a
of guy.
separate search. Most of the info from back then is not that clearly searchable. It's not all online articles. It's at best scanned newspapers, right? So
Yeah, but we have his name though, right?
yeah, you have his name. You can look him up. I'm just saying
Yeah,
that will be another role and another action. You were searching through the Victims, none of them are him. Obviously. Yeah, we'll...
What is his name, by the way?
What is his name? Let me open this. Otto Winkler.
Otto.
I will now change his name in the thing. There we go.
Okay, then I'll text Carl. Can I get a background on Otto Winkler?
All right.
And also send a picture of me down in the hole.
Hey, just like a selfie. Hey, look at where I am. Look at where these crazies took me.
Yeah. I'm gonna be buried alive here.
He sends back. The water looks warm. Jump in. All right. James, Sam, what are you doing while they are online, researching from the van? Like you've all seen the footage, and they're now processing it on the.
As it comes out only during the night, you want to go in and try to see if you can detect anything on the place of the ritual. I may be able to recognize it if I see it.
You want to track the place of the ritual.
Yeah.
That's gonna take a while. Perception awareness at 8 from each of you. And I assume that since at least one of you has... Well, no, both of you have at least average intelligence. You have like chalk or something that you're marking the way you're going in, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
From all of us or only
No,
two
you're
of them?
researching in the van. They are heading into the monster's lair, just the two of them.
I'll be armed, and I would also be like, these mines usually have maps. Not only will be marking on the walls, but also marking on the map, like stuff we do, to see if there's any importance on the location when we find it.
All right. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I think I'll be spending a willpower point on the perception roll. Good thing I did.
L2, I think. That's 3 successes.
Yeah, it's the darkness here seems to be almost alive. It seems to just get thicker the deeper you go, and the circle of light seems to decrease almost. Sam, you are used to dealing with powerful supernatural energies, and you have spoken to the spirits of this place. You can sense the way in. And as you get closer, the maps here seem to have been ripped down or removed at some point. And you're not at it yet, it's somewhere still ahead, but you hear a crunch and you look down. Your head turns as you see a bone under your foot. You turn to the side tunnel. You see more bones there. Human skulls, but not adult-sized. Maybe a dozen all told. And a similar amount of sets of bones. Though it's hard to tell at a glance just how many bodies worth there might be over there. Seems that you have stumbled across the side area where the remnants of the rituals were left.
Yeah, this looks very serious. James.
Yeah, that's the place for sure. I think he really turned into a monster.
The stock of the gun feels warm in your hand. The loaded shotgun a comfort in this dark place, as well as the flashlight, which luckily isn't flickering or malfunctioning in any way.
Yeah, if it's flickering, it's because he is nearby. That's basic supernatural knowledge. Yeah, I just touched the Bible that is under my clothes, you know, because if I get shot, I will have a Bible to stop the bullet. So just touch it above my heart to feel the comfort of God.
All right. So, you have discovered this, you are turning back,
Yes.
Yeah.
right? You carefully make your way back. No one has removed or altered the marks on the walls this time. You depart safely and breathe a little more freely as you exit the darkness.
Yeah, for real.
That's fucked. That's completely fucked.
Probably still some leathery bits clinging to those bones. Like, this is probably a decay-heavy area, but it's more like bones poking out of a mass of other stuff that's turned into sludge. For your, imaginations.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely times, ain't it? Yes, you get out, you have finished your searches, and you... what was the second? You were looking him up, and Anna was asking for a check from her contact.
Yeah, it's asking for background information.
Okay. Excellent. Alright, so you're just starting on that when the other two return, looking a little spooked. Presumably you have cameras everywhere you go, so you can even show them the footage of a pile of non-adult skeletons and body remains. It seems that the assumption that this thing might be dangerous to the surrounding populace is very accurate.
Oof.
One important question. Did the secret shadow organization ever give us a way to contact them? Okay.
All the phones that you had for them went dead. They completely separated themselves from you, other than the new sniffer following you around occasionally to make sure you're behaving yourselves.
Okay, that is probably following us here. So, if it's bad and related to them, they will tell us. So, for now... I think we should take, like, one extra day researching. We have a lot of information, trying to find out ways to deal with this creature. Like, we need to take care, wherever the fuck it is. It's actually killing people and bringing them to the caverns.
And you can head back to town. You replace the batteries. You'll have to replace them in the evening again, but you're free to go wherever. So for your contact is doing the work. Anna, what do you want to do with the rest of the day? Like, you could absolutely make your way in there and take a closer look at the bodies. They've mapped the way. If there's enough people with guns there, surely you'll be safe.
Well, I've got enough time to have a quick look and look just I'm not going to touch anything because we don't want to give away our suspicion just yet to the force.
All right. Perception medicine. And you are doing the search, looking up.
That's been long enough for the increased difficulty to go away, or what do you reckon? Was it 11?
I'd say that you will have it for this round, that'll be it. So a 7.
Okay, I'll spend a willpower on it too then. And I have the double specialties as well.
Alright. Yeah. You look over that. There is like 0 trauma on these. Actually, no, on these bodies there would be trauma. But if you had to guess, there's like signs that their wrists were damaged and their ankles. Like they were tied down and were thrashing to get free. But other than that, they have there's no obvious trauma for what killed them that you can see. Actually,
Okay,
no,
so it might have gone...
5 successes, and there's literally bits remaining. I said that. So each of them has been killed by a single knife thrust to the heart. Very precise. Almost surgical. With your search, you are able to turn up an article which like a local newspaper from like one of the other cities near Stuttgart, probably mentioning that about a medical doctor going missing and his wife divorcing him for abandonment. Apparently the concept was that he was kind of an asshole and had cheated on her in the past, and it was supposed to be this big like look at this asshole sort of thing, where it's like the idea was, hey, he probably either left the country or just ran off with a secretary or something, and you know, fuck this guy. And that was from, call it 1984. So as far as you can tell, the latest mention of him online, like you find some other minor things like graduating class of 78 from med school, that sort of thing, right? But it's like, it seems like he was it seems like you know, he was a successful and ambitious doctor who was kind of a narcissistic asshole. Sam, James, is anyone escorting Anna down in the dark, or will the knowledge die with her?
I know the way. I would be there with my guns and the Bible.
And an actual gun?
Yeah.
Okay, and Nyaxi.
I can't use guns. And you guys need me to come along.
Also, what was the information we got from the bones?
Tied down, killed with surgical precision. And
yeah, really sacrificed.
I guess I can give you a question because it's 5 successes. Dan, do you have a question related to the bodies?
Were they willing? Well, how willing were they?
Not at all. Not at all. Like, one of them came damn close. to just shattering every bone in their wrist from how hard they were trying to break out.
Okay, that was really, really bad.
They were tied down, they were aware as far as you can tell, and desperately trying to escape.
Yeah, they saw something that bad before they died, even, yeah. Damn.
Yeah. Noted down.
And Nyaxi, you're just nervously staying outside.
I'll just be in the van, you know,
Mm-hmm. All right.
in the driver's seat, just chilling with my hands on the wheel.
All right. You're ready to get out of there if the others should be consumed. All right. Then you get your shit together. You head back into town. Your contact will get back to you, Anna. Yeah, there's the dude likely dropped off of any sort of official records, no recorded place of practice for the next 10 or so years after his divorce, but he did retake his medical license and kept it up to date. So for at least that long, he was alive and well somewhere in Germany, in Stuttgart. He went in front of the medical board in Stuttgart to keep his papers in order and, you know.
Yeah, I'll also let him know that this fucker's... We got eyes on him and he's killing people in the mind, by looks of things.
No fucking way he would be in his 80s.
He's in good shape. He was drunk. We got a camera of him running in and out.
Anna, that's bullshit. Call the police. But yeah, he was legally declared dead in like the early 90s, in like 92.
Yeah, well, there's no way you like had a son or anything. You didn't say that.
2 daughters who apparently ended up siding with the mother, and dad abandoned us. Fuck dad. But yeah, like, no, he's gonna send another message after a while. Seriously, Anna, call the police, whatever is going on.
Yeah. Everyone's gonna get involved.
All right. So, what other research do you want to do, or are you waiting to see what he does the next night? And are you rigging a light to get a better look at him? That, I'm asking you guys. What do you want to do? Or are we
We should
rigging a
definitely-
flashlight to the cameras he didn't notice last time?
And wouldn't he see the flashlight?
Probably, yeah. Given that he's
Yeah.
running up towards the camera, of course he would.
I think we should just call the police. Clearly it's a serial killer.
Yeah, we could stake out and hide and catch him in the act going into the mine. With the police in tow. Hiding in the... wherever. We know his angle of normal approach.
Are you really sure that the police are gonna be able to handle this?
I mean, No, but are we gonna be able to?
Yes, we have the power of God and shotgun on our side.
I think both Nyaxi and Bacon for sure know exactly what this thing is. By now, there's been enough clues.
And the police can send a SWAT team or something, right? It's gonna be fine.
How many lives were we going to sacrifice? We will not take it serious, and all the police officers will die.
So no flashlight.
Yeah, I don't think we should draw attention. Like,
I think we could also set up a trap to make a cave in to slow him down too, even.
It's a vast
that's an option.
interconnecting tunnel. You would need dynamite and lots of it, and you would have to collapse a big chunk of the complex. It's an
We could
industrial
just-
scale mine.
We could just make a landmine and just try to kill whatever it is with explosion, right? Explosions always work.
Explosion in mine.
I mean, you could try and rig some of that if some of you has science chemistry. Because you would need to... You can definitely rig a detonator and tie it to a motion sensor, but you need to cook an explosive. In this nice woman's kitchen.
Well, sadly, in character I don't know, but in real life I have this friendly guy from the Middle East teaching us how to make funny things in the kitchen.
I'm sure there's household chemicals that can do it, but getting it to the point where it's, you know, powerful enough and stable enough, like you do need a little bit of specialized knowledge.
Yeah, you need very specialized knowledge. Because the most doable at home is also something so fucked that just a bit of friction could make it explode.
Don't breathe on it, it's very spicy.
Hey, I have an alternative idea. I think we don't. Instead of making an explosive, we just buy some gasoline. You know, the fuel for cars.
You already have some in your van. You could siphon some gasoline and try and... See, what you want to do is take one of those jerry cans, the metal ones, and fill it about 1/5 with gasoline so there's plenty of fumes, and then just get a detonator with wires on the inside and you have a homemade claymore. Very easily.
Yeah, that's the plan.
That's the plan, right?
But I don't think that one can is enough. So I think we can buy some extra cans.
Okay, so today's plan is to rig a massive explosion to get rid of this thing.
But I think it's a bad idea.
No! Getting on a terrorist watch list is a great idea.
yeah, you can do that.
Like, I mean, this mine
we could
belongs
just-
to someone. So what if this someone files a lawsuit against us?
True, it's someone's property. Like, we either confront it or we actually tell the police and hope that they
If
deal
it's
with
on
it.
the
Or the
access
shadow
road,
government behind them deal with
If
it.
it's the access road outside, unless it's a really big explosion, it's not gonna be energetic enough to collapse the sides of the pit. You're not gonna cause much harm. And that is the path it took previously, so it'll probably run up that way again. Is this what you wish to do or not? Presumably you're discussing in character about making pipe bombs out of jerry cans, and where can you get 2 fistfuls of ball bearings to spice up the effort?
And if you could just collapse the mine entrance, maybe he would be sealed inside. It wouldn't be a problem for the next 100 years.
I don't think we can reasonably seal the mine.
I think
We
he'll
could
get
try to
out.
get like we could try to rent some tractors and like dig in the entrance during the day and see if we can do it quick enough to try to disable collapse it, but I'm not sure.
I think
But
you're
sealing it,
forgetting.
yeah, would be the same. We could try to
We're-
find arcane ways to seal it.
You do have the protective symbols you bought with iron. If you devise some sort of spell or ritual, you could possibly ward it inside and symbolically trap it in its dark pit so it cannot leave. Or you could stake them around the edge of the pit so it can't come up, whichever exit it uses, right? Because it has to cross the threshold of the pit.
First of all, I want to remind us that we are investigation group, not the Ordo Malleus.
Look, we are investigating, but we have to do something. That's like we have proof. That's cool, but like we can't just leave this happening. It's a danger to lots of
Really,
people,
how
and
dangerous that thing is?
12 dead kids dangerous at least.
I just take the pictures of the tied up bodies. Like,
Oh, they were dumped here after
Keep-
they were untied. This is not where they died, they were moved.
okay. People are being sacrificed. We need to deal with it. It's our duty. You know, we are the best detectives. We found again a real dangerous thing, and we need to stop it for the good of humanity.
We gotta seal it and then contain it and go to protect the public.
We either try to get the police to do the job for us, or we do it ourselves. If we just ignore it, can you live with the weight on your conscience of all the dead people, Lucas?
Okay, let's blow it up.
Now, blowing up it's good, but first we need to try to find an arcane way of dealing with the issue. I think it would be more refined.
Have we made a decision? Kaboom, Kowalski?
Convince Lucas to act, but I think we should try to find a magical way of fixing things before.
Alright. Currently you have 3 bits of supply. You have the cleansing herbs, you have pagan protection amulets, and you have the blessed Bible.
I think we should do more research before,
Alright.
find ways of sealing it.
Then you continue your observation, you change the batteries out in the evening, get back before sundown, and yeah. How do you wish to go about, like, what's your source for occult research for this? Like, where do you find warding circles? Because, like, you can absolutely go on New Age websites and they will tell you how to cast a circle to keep evil influences out, and you could, you know, each pick an element and draw a pentagram around the entire pit and try and do cooperative magic to seal that thing in, but who knows how well it will work. Like, if you're devising a ritual, I want to know the details of the actual ritual and what you use for it. Another step
Well, as we
towards
have-
awakening young mages.
As we have concrete proof of an angel and the power of God, I guess just looking at like old historical records of Inquisition, what they did, like
Fire.
holy rituals to purify places and ways to lock evil away, you know?
Um,
Yeah, more historical records.
prayer, crosses, holy water, and above all, fire immediately comes to mind. But you can you have a blessed Bible, that will help. You can try and ward the place against evil using Catholic rituals. Intelligence academics to track down historical details. One of you can lead and the rest of you can aid if this is a cooperative effort.
I can run intelligence academics.
I have one academic, so yeah.
I can help, but I'm not smart enough to lead. I only have 4 dice in total.
5
Okay,
dice.
so-
Yeah, I don't have that many dice either, but I can aid.
So 3 extra dice because you're all working on this.
Yes.
So 5 intelligence, 1 academics, and 3 extra dice. That's 9 dice.
Yeah.
9 dice. And I think you should spend a willpower.
Right.
Okay, I already rolled. Yeah,
Okay.
that's good enough, I guess.
So, none of you are an ordained priest. That will make this less likely to succeed. One thing that you absolutely should do before this is purify yourselves. If we're talking Christianity, you have to go to confession before this. So that you're pure in the eyes of God and ready to battle evil. So it can't use your own evil against you. Well, yeah, ideally it would help a lot if you could rope a priest into buying into this and helping. And barring that, God probably won't mind, given the cause. Holy Bible helps. I don't know, like, what else would you need? Burying iron crosses around the perimeter, especially ones that have been blessed by a priest, would probably be very, very helpful. Holy water, you want to bless the water down there so that the entire, like, ideally, yeah, like, I think holy water is not supposed to be used for normal purposes. But if you bless the waters of this place or mix them with holy water symbolically as part of purifying this location, that might help as well, because the place is partially flooded, right? It's a place of water now, right? So, you know, that would help. The evil power is that of blood. If you could bless and purify with holy water or with fire the bodies and or the place where they were killed, that would help a lot too, you think?
Note down the ritual steps. What's there?
Well, I'm just telling you what could help. I'm going to have you design the exact ritual yourselves. Confronting the evil and commanding it to depart in the name of God would also be helpful, but that would require that you either find where this thing is resting during the day or that you come face to face with it during the night, and that would be bad, presumably.
Yeah, no.
You don't want that. You want to fuck it without it having a chance to fight back, right? But this is a lot. It's a very large location. None of you are ordained. Some of you can do magic, but that could be as much a mark against you as for you. And it's rough, right? Like, this is not a good time, you know? So, like, you can absolutely attempt it. You can stack the odds in your favor. To what extent that will help is debatable.
We need a priest. We need to either convince a priest or
someone who has the authority to speak in the name of God. The Catholic Church is the easiest because the seat of Holy Peter inherits the authority of Jesus, and the priests are therefore have delegated authority from God.
Yeah, they have the keys to heaven and hell. Exactly.
And the priest is just gonna tell us to call the police.
Well, yes, that's the problem. You need a priest that will actually believe you. And that means Society of Leopold. You know how to contact them, right?
Sam, maybe if we did a call on your show, maybe a priest, a good, proper priest that knows about the supernatural and fights against it could watch your show and we could try to get in contact with one.
Next, if you want to put out a call for a priest to help with a matter of spiritual cleansing on your show, you can absolutely do so. You will take the full penalty of your charlatan or whatever it was flaw, because none of them will take you seriously.
I don't want to tie my identity to this on TV.
But think about the views if some supernatural creature rips you apart on camera, Nyaxi.
The views don't matter if I'm dead. We could ask the angel, maybe she knows a priest. That would help. Or maybe she could come and speak in the name of God, right? I
mean, out of character, that, like in character, it sounds like a great idea. Out of character, I'm not sure if that's gonna help much.
Yeah, I mean, she did seem kind of reluctant about the Bible. I remember. But...
None of you noticed that she was.
But we could always ask her. Maybe she has a way to contact the society, you know, and they could take care of it.
Okay, yeah, I guess the angel is the best lead we have to getting a proper priest.
You're so fucked.
She doesn't even seem like very priestly aligned, but...
She might remember someone during her time as a nun. Like, her monastery was really into that sort of stuff, no?
Yeah, you are, by the way, doing your research. It's 10 p.m.-ish, alarm goes off. Motion
Here goes again.
Or, actually, no, it was not 10, it was 11-ish that it happens. 11-ish. We said 11-ish previously, but yeah, he is off.
Another one to the pile.
And I will make a roll. I think it was this many dice. Yes, yes. There we go. But yeah, any mark of God's authority essentially is what you want to min-max for. I mean, if you had the finger bone of a saint, a genuine one, that would go a long way as well, but...
Yeah, let's break into the cathedral.
Can we borrow your holiest relic? We'll give it back, promise. I mean, you could clean up some of the darkness of the place by saying last rites over the dead bodies that you found. It would...
We're planning to purify them anyways, like, but I think if we had a priest with us would be better.
Yes, pity none of you are ordained. You knew you were starting a hunter's game.
Yeah, but you know how it is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think if my character goes to church too much, he's going to burn.
It's just this weird itchy feeling you get all the time. You could be dicks. You could get some holy, like blessed ground from like a graveyard as well to try and transfer the blessing to this place so it gets sanctified.
I think that would just do more blasphemy to the region, you know, stealing holy ground,
Yeah, that's true
desecrating
enough.
graves. I think that's a bad idea. Well, we could try to go to the local church and see how the priest is.
Young man, why do you need 30 cast iron crosses exactly? Nexi, can you imagine Changeling just running into a wall of buried crosses? Like, holy shit, that's like a buzzsaw, right? Especially if they're iron.
Yeah. Too bad they're not like they used to be. In Dark Ages, just the sound of a church bell would deal accurate damage to her.
Ding dong. Actually, yeah. You do come up with myths like that demons cannot withstand the sound of church bells. So if you could, perhaps you can record the sound of church bells and see if that works. Wake up early enough for the morning service. So you arrived on Wednesday. And this is now Thursday that we're at the end of. On Friday, well, there's going to be a Sunday service at least. On Sunday, you can get church bells recorded in case you need them.
Wait, the bells don't sing every hour? What the fuck's wrong with this church?
You know, who knows? You haven't been.
Yeah, I think we should go to the church in the morning of the next day and try to see how the priest is, if we can convince him to purify and exorcise a place of evil.
Alright. Let's take a look. That's Frankfurt. Frankfurt is where in relation to Stuttgart? To the south, right? I am trying to find on the map of Catholic churches, but I'm probably not going to be able to, because I don't know the map of Germany very well.
Aren't Germans supposed to be Protestant?
In the north more so than in the south, I think.
Oh, where are we looking for a Catholic church?
About 100 kilometers south of Stuttgart. Pick a
Every
random city
shitty-
of a relatively small size.
Yeah, it's like the random city of relatively small size would be built around a church, let's be honest.
And this one was built as a support for the mines largely, or it was heavily expanded. Once the mines opened, this was a mining city.
I can't believe in any small town in South Germany not being at least like 30 kilometers away from a church.
Oh no, there's absolutely, like, within 30 kilometers, there's like 15 or 20 Catholic churches at least. Like, if you, like, there's definitely churches in the radius. But, alright. So how do you wish to go about convincing a priest that he needs to participate in this? I mean, you can absolutely show him the footage, you have proof. But what's the plan and who's going in?
Who is the most convincing? We need to get him to work with us.
I think that's Sam.
Yeah, not sure if I'm convincing on a priest, but if he knows my about the TV show.
Yeah, one of those, absolutely.
We have a footage. We don't need to say the entire truth. We have like this man considered
Also,
that.
I'm not even Catholic. Like,
it doesn't matter. Like, we just need a priest.
Get in, Father. We're exorcising demons.
yeah, but whatever do you want me to tell him?
I don't know. We need to figure out the plan.
Like, I don't think there's a good way to try and coax him into a mine with dead kids to sanctify it. Unless he's like completely.
I think there's only one reasonable way. We just put a post online like looking for exorcist. Contact his number. Preferably holy man of church or anyone that can work in the name of God. Because yeah, we need to find a very autistic priest to be able to fall for this one.
An autistic one, might not have the faith, because you have to, genuinely believe, not just be crazy. Like, crazy and faith can go hand in hand, but not always. Hold on. Since we're on priests, I'm gonna make a token at least for him. Alright, so you've located the town church, and who's going in?
Oh, I would at least go in with 2 iron crosses to be sanctified.
Okay,
by
where
the
do you
priest.
get crosses in sufficient quantities? Because, like, there's the souvenir shop, they have like 4 of those, but tourists don't often buy hefty iron crosses, so it's not that large a stock. You have 4 without problems. Where are you gonna get more?
I was thinking of like just asking a basic like repair shop to make a few, just like ask them specifically like basic and raw iron, simple construction.
Okay. Yeah, there. You can find one. This will definitely start some rumors around town. And honestly, by the time you get to the church, it seems that it's a small enough town that like you actually see a woman just make the sign of a cross in the general direction of your group with a look of "you're probably gonna die, I can't believe you're this brave." It seems that some of the locals at least believe there is something going on.
As she makes the sign of the cross, I feel a weird thing, huh? Maybe this is a divine signal.
Mm-hmm.
A bit uncomfortable with this divine signal. I would not bring all of them to the same church. I would like bring a few to the local church and drive like half an hour to another church to bring a few more. No,
Presumably,
not
if you can
suspicious.
actually recruit a priest, you don't need to bother, because like, if he's on board, like, okay, fine, I'll bless the crosses.
I don't think I can convince a priest. I think the web notice that we need to put out, like, unironically, or like Facebook or wherever, looking for a exorcist. Maybe on our website.
All right, you do that. Sam, you're the one going in, right?
Into the mine?
No, into the church, which might be worse.
Yeah, sure. I'll go into the church and do like.
It's a summer day, the church is open. I'm gonna say that today is warm since it's July. It has that sort of muggy, kind of dusty stillness that places that don't necessarily get good airflow get, right? It's that sleepy sort of warmth by the time you get there. Doesn't seem like you can see a priest buttering in the back. There you go. Oh, it's Father Schubert. In truth.
Because yes, that he has a sheet concerns me.
What, like I might have planned that you might turn to God when your technology failed?
I'm gonna sit down in the pews and like do like pray there for a bit and see, like, just get a vibe check, like if the priest seems worried about something, or like, you know.
He definitely seems worried. Give me a perception empathy. And presumably you told the others to wait because you need to be political about this, because this is like a... Yeah, you see him get on his phone several times, like he's trying to reassure someone else, but he definitely seems worried, like really, really worried. And presumably you haven't been to check the cameras yet, you're gathering supplies first. So, yeah, like, he is stressed the fuck out. Not chronically stressed, acutely stressed, like something has happened recently.
I wonder why. Did we hear anything on the news when we drove to town on the radio?
No.
Okay, so there were
Nothing
no
concerning. It was a lot of schlagers, so you know. It was mostly, you know, just old people music. But yeah, he kind of throws glance in your direction. It's kind of like a mix of like, I'm really busy, but I'm here for you, my daughter, and you know, like, I don't know you, but God is here to comfort you, and like, just like, approach me if you have to, like, don't worry about disrupting me, but like, I'm busy, but like, you know, like, I'm being welcome, you know, that sort of thing.
What the fuck is he so busy with? He's just on his phone.
He is on his phone, but yeah, after a while you see a couple of older women come in, and he's muttering with them, and he's trying to project calm and confidence, but your trained eye can see through that he's just as worried as them. He's trying to reassure them and be strong for them. But yeah, like, something has happened. You can give me like a charisma stealth to overhear, like hover nearby, like I want to talk to you next kind of thing.
Sure.
Yeah. They quiet down after a bit, but you get the gist of it. Someone was supposed to meet for, like, I don't know, knitting circle or the exchange of cat pictures or something along those lines, but it seems like one of the middle-aged women that are part of this church community is missing. She did not meet her obligations this morning.
Huh, that's weird. That's not a child.
The statistics did shift about 6 months back to less children and more grown-ups.
Yeah, there's no more easy children to capture. Now you need to capture old women, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It preferred children, but then it ate them all.
Sure, it's very concerning.
Oh, I'm sorry, my daughter. Did you wish for confession? Seems to be a glint of recognition in his eyes.
Oh no. I'm seeking reassurance, Father. It seems there is something amiss in town. Huh?
Of course. Hold on, I need a name for the... a person that has been temporarily misplaced and will surely be shortly found well and fully intact. Daughters, I'm sure Sabine will be found. Please. Make sure you call the authorities, call the hospitals, check the normal places. I will look and help how I can. They seem to hesitate for a moment, but they kiss his hands and they fuck off like they're supposed to. Gonna sit in the back, chat a bit, maybe even actually pray for change. He gestures towards the confessional.
Sure.
Sits.
Never been in one, but
I mean, it's a private way to speak with the priest, and he can't say what you said to him, so go crazy.
Oh, fuck. Alright. He waits expectantly. I assume that you have not done this before, daughter.
no.
Alright. Well, God will hear you through me. The way the ritual usually goes is you say, Father, forgive me for I have sinned, and you say how long has it been since your last confession. Or, in your case, this is your first one.
Okay, Father, forgive me if I have sinned. This is my first confession.
Very well, daughter. Speak your mind. What troubles you? And there is this undercurrent. I know you're a witch. We both know you're a fucking witch.
I've come to town with friends and we found something horrible, but I haven't told anyone about what we saw.
Well, the seal of the confessional is sacred. I cannot share what you share with me with anyone else.
We went into this mine and found bones of children and such.
There is just silence from the other side.
and we observed a man who seems to come and go in the mine during the night. There's an atmosphere of great evil there.
I see. But surely, my daughter, you understand that there are mortal authorities that are there to handle such things.
I know that, Father, but something makes me afraid about this whole matter.
As well it should, daughter. Men are capable of great evil. Take solace in God. He will show you the right path.
Okay.
Fuck this. Sorry.
If you're sure, Father, I suppose I will go to the authorities about this.
Yes, so far you haven't given him any reason to assume this is not a police matter.
What would I say to give him a reason to assume that?
Well, you
We
could
know
go
that
into more detail and tell him that the man does not give off heat like a living thing, for example. Or,
we
you
know
know,
that the guy Lars was seeing, he was considered dead in 92.
But, you know,
Have
he's
you said?
conducting rituals, sacrifice.
yeah, like you know a bunch of
Yeah.
details. Like you have this fucker dead to rights. Like he is a
Uh.
Satanist motherfucker, right?
It's everything note down.
The confessional is just between us and God, right, Father?
Of course.
Okay, there's actually things I've seen that make me worried that the police won't take the matter entirely seriously.
Daughter, there have been people going missing, including children, for a while now. If this is the work of a man hiding in the mines, as you said, then surely the police being made aware can only be a good thing, and this monster can finally be stopped.
But what if it's not a man, Father? I don't know, I don't want to sound hysterical, but he doesn't seem to have body heat, and when we looked for him on the internet, it seemed that he lived 80 years ago.
It's not 80, it's like 40, 30. 90s were 30 years ago, Nyaxi. It's not that bad
Yeah.
yet.
It seems he lived 40 years ago and he hasn't changed. He hasn't aged a day.
My daughter, perhaps your eyes are playing tricks on you. You have, forgive me for saying this, I know what you do for a living. You have lived a lie for many years now. Your world is filled with deception, so perhaps you expect to see deception where none exists. The devil, he sends us visions and preys on our spirits to seduce us away from God, but such things cannot threaten the reality of our everyday lives. God protects us from that.
And why does this man conduct ritual sacrifice in the mine? And
Perhaps he's mad. So it's gonna go back and forth for a bit. A lot of people have been going missing, and this priest does actually care. But you're a TV psychic. So
yeah,
I'm gonna want a charisma expression to make your case to him and convince him there might be something beyond the normal and you lying to yourself here. At difficulty 7. You get a -1 for all the people that have been going missing, plus your flaw.
I'll spend a willpower point.
Like it's a total of 7. It's a base of 6 down by 1 up by 2.
1 success.
He considers for a bit. Very well. I have to stay here to help my community. But come back with your friends in the evening at about, let's say, 6. And bring whatever proof you have.
Okay.
And I will try to advise you. He's definitely not going to a second location with you, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I will be back.
He's gonna try and lead you through being sorry for keeping this to yourself, and you know, he tells you that you should share this with the authorities, so you know, so they know. Whether you actually do it or not, that's up to you.
Yeah.
But you know, I think a part of, I read like Salem's Lot from Stephen King, and they were doing something similar when hunting evil. I think there is like a penance component to it for the confession to take, right? To cleanse you. So he sets your penance to go and talk to the authorities, even though it's hard for you and you're afraid of not being believed and looking silly.
Okay, I will do that totally.
Alright. You can go out and meet with the others. Like, Samantha was staring for like a good hour. And you're presumably still, or probably just driving around the place, gathering as many crosses as you can. Watching the shop just churn them out from those like square steel tubes or something.
He said to bring evidence in the evening, and then he would advise us.
Which is not a
Right.
no.
That's doable. We have enough evidence of evil spirits.
And presumably, you're gonna drive out and recover the night's footage.
Yes.
So, here is what it looks like. He comes rushing out much like the night before at 11 p.m. This time he's back earlier at about 3, and he almost seems to be moving like a predator as he backs into view of the camera and stumbling along, following him as he's keeping very careful eye contact with an older woman that seems to be in some sort of a robe. He just slowly backs down the road, leading her into the caves.
That's fucked. what is even more fucked, Verstappen got hit in the first corner on the race right now, man. Disappointing.
What the fuck, baby? What is it?
I have a
F1?
friend that works for Formula 1 now, so I need to watch the races.
Yeah, no, sucks to be you. But yes, it seems that the creature has grabbed a victim, and it seems to have some sort of ability to influence minds. Much like you saw someone use on Samantha about a month ago.
It doesn't look like those weird guys.
No, it looks like it's A, it's someone else, and B, it's wild, right? It's
Yeah.
And yeah, she's backing down there. Obviously, her body is still giving off heat. His isn't.
Hmm. Well, we continue the
Yes.
continue the
You're
plans. We
gonna
convince the
fucking
priest.
Dal Russia her, seal her in with the demon.
We need to fuck. We need to save her. It has a victim now. We need to bring this to the priest.
Yeah. Call it 1 p.m. when you recover the evidence.
Maybe we should get the police, just flood it with people there. Like, I don't think sealing is the right thing now. Maybe if you get, with this proof of a kidnapping, if you get, a squad of armed soldiers. Look, as you said, the ghosts are resistant, but still hittable, right?
And here is the funny part. We'll have the footage of those policemen fighting that thing.
It will be public. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's call the cops.
Alright. You inform the local police precinct. Unfortunately, most of the policemen are out doing a search, so they'll take a little bit to reorganize. But they are gonna send 4 guys down there pretty much immediately to, start searching for her. Anna, why don't you give me intelligence animal chem while we are. And intelligence should not be toxicology. That's like a science thing. It should be something more generic.
Oof.
Okay, 1. Yeah, there was something animalistic, by the way. It was leading her down the path, but don't get a clear vibe off of it. But alright, you send police officers down there. Let's... What would happen here?
Actually, could we offer the police officers to guide them down there because we went to the place?
You can guide them down there and you can definitely show them the bodies. And they will question you, they will presumably take copies, but they will absolutely seize the evidence. Give me a... One of you give me a charisma etiquette. I would say, to convince them to not fuck you out of your equipment to too high an extent.
I have
I got
some I
4.
can try to. Same. But I still have a bunch of willpower to spend, so yeah, charisma etiquette. Let me spend a willpower point. That's 2.
Okay, well, you will lose access to your hub. They promise to give you, like, once the guy is caught, they'll give you back your equipment, but for now they're gonna use the system you set up and it's now under police control. And they're just gonna park 2 guys in that building to watch it and try and grab the guy when he comes out. Just confront and arrest him. They're not taking it particularly seriously, they think it's just a guy. Their brains just aren't built to, believe. But now there's people in those caves, in the dark, outside the cleansing light of the sun, or any safety that daylight might offer.
I mean, at least it's hard for it to act during the day, right?
Many predators are nocturnal.
I guess we have to go to the priest now.
Right?
We did the penance.
Well, Sam did. The rest of you still need to confess.
Yeah, we did for Sam, and we have now a priest on our side with the...
Sam, do you feel like you have cleansed your soul of anything you would hide from the Catholic God? Are you on good terms and, open to him now? Or are there more things you need to confess to be cleansed and protected?
I mean, I'm a Protestant, not a Catholic in the first place.
Mm-hmm. And not very religious in that way.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm sure the priest can figure it out himself, right?
Okay. Group charisma expression test. One of you has to lead, but everyone who has... I mean, you all have... it's going to be 3 extra dice for whoever is leading, because I'm going to assume everyone has some way of helping, like science, or like the tech, or... They're like, you can all lend weight to this.
Yeah. Who has the most charisma expression? You, Naxi?
I have 6.
Mine is...
But
Yeah,
Maxi will
think
be
that's the
rolling
best.
at that difficulty that's too higher.
Yeah, so I got expression. I got 1 point of expression to help with it.
How much charisma do you have? Like, I only would
3.
have
So it only adds up to 4.
4 dice. So 7 dice at 6, or like 9 dice at 8.
5 and 7 instead. All the people that have gone missing still applies.
I don't remember the probability, but I think Anna doing it might be better. I forgot how the calculation goes for Board of Darkness.
Yeah, +1 difficulty is worse than -1 die, generally.
Okay. It's up to you, Anna.
Why not?
So 3 extra dice at difficulty 5.
Mm-hmm.
Spend willpower too.
Yeah, I think the police are just they're gonna try and search the caves, but they're only gonna be able to check a part of them. So their plan is to try and, yeah, they're gonna set up like 6 or 8 people around the perimeter of the pit to try and grab this guy, all told, I think. Because getting to know where Sabine is like, it's the easiest way is to just grab the guy and get him to tell them. Like, they'll keep searching, but like she's on a timer, presumably tied up or hurt, right? So Okay, 3 successes. You can see him just getting quieter and quieter and more somber the longer you go on and the more you show him. It like you get the vibe that this was a priest that believed, but he didn't really believe, you know? It's like Bible is metaphorical wisdom that teaches us to connect with God, right? Not a fucking demons, man! But yeah, you see him slowly pulling himself together. Take maybe an hour to explain it, so it's 7. He looks at the clock. 2.5 hours. What do you want to do?
I don't know if the police could deal with it. We were thinking on trying to blast the area around and seal the monster inside, but if he has someone with him, I think we should try to find and exorcise him.
Yes, I suppose that's that.
And I just started listening. So we have these iron crosses that we were expecting
Yeah,
to.
no,
We
he's
blast
gonna
some of them.
like like you try to take charge, he tries to take charge. Like there's a moment where like you just gestures for you to list your supplies. He's gonna 100% agree that you need to confess and everyone needs to be as spiritually pure as they can be. And you know, everyone's gonna be holding one of those big crosses. He's gonna bring his Bible. Make sure you have your guns at the ready. You know, if the police fails, it must be God that stops this thing.
We bring the jerry cans with purifying fire.
Sure, like you can carry a jerry can on your back, but like his idea is that like everyone carries a cross and all you carry guns. And just like use the power of God to try and contain the beast while I exercise it. And you know,
Sure.
this is the moment when a potential hunter cell turns militant and some elder shits himself with a flashback. Oh no, not again. I remember this part, fuck. They come with crosses and fire.
Well, we still have like 4 hours until wake ups because it's waking up at 11, right?
Roughly seems like it, yeah. So, you are probably parked in a van just going like checking and rechecking the guns, flashlights, everything, right? When, you know, out of sight of the police and 11 p.m., motion detected. And in the distance, like 2 minutes later, you start hearing gunfire. That starts one by one, the gun starts going silent.
Fuck, it got police officers.
That's fast.
Well, police are trained to, like, what do they have? They have like 9mm, so like 4 damage dice against something supernatural, like good fucking luck. Especially if it can heal or can add extra soak, like it's a bad time.
And they are trained for always shoot to the body.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Like, usually they prefer non-lethal shots in the body.
But yeah, it seems that there's a battle going on. Occasionally new guns join in as other groups join in, but they keep going silent. It doesn't last long, perhaps a minute or two. Another 2 minutes, and it's motion detected. Another 2 minutes, motion detected. Another 2 minutes, motion detected.
So do we mobilize?
I think we should get out of here.
We have to stop it.
The priest looks at you like, "Be strong, my son. We must carry God's fire to this beast." The
Yeah,
priest just moves to open the back. "It is time. The police have failed. It's up to us."
Yeah, check if shotgun's loaded. Help Sam, that probably is not as good with guns, to check, like, just let me check if yours loaded. Alright, just point in the general direction and pull the trigger. It's a shotgun, don't worry about it.
This to reload, or do you have double barrel ones?
I think, yeah, would probably be... I think
I don't
probably
know.
double
like,
barrel, not sure of hunting shot.
I know these, like we said, these are lower caliber ones than the heavy American ones they use for police work. And I actually, that's worth at least a slight head turn from the prince when he hears.
Like, I think we have, like, one of us would have a hunting rifle. We had hunting rifle and a few shotguns. Let me check the description.
Yeah, you have a mix of shotguns and hunting rifles, so 2 each, or 3 shotguns, 2 rifles. But they're all like 6 damage dice. Like Germany does, like there's limits to how heavy hunting guns get, I think. Like you're not gonna get a Springfield rifle like for just hunting, or like a semi-auto assault rifle.
Yeah, they don't have bores issues like in Texas.
That's why they have guns. Boars.
Did you never see boar hunting in Texas?
I haven't. No, I know those are tough fuckers and it's hard to pierce their heads. Like, I get it, but like, I just don't think that's the reason why Americans have guns.
Oh, it's not the reason, but SWATs, they keep them, like, they use helicopters to hunt boars.
I mean, that's,
just with a machine
so
guns.
You don't get fucking gored, of course. All right.
Yeah, I guess I would have a shotgun with me.
So, this is a good scene to end on. You burst out into the open. Up ahead, you can see a shadowy figure hefting a body over the edge, and down below you hear a splash. And it stalks off to look presumably for another one as it's disposing of the evidence. So much for this town's police department. That was pretty much all of them.
Let's hope at least it didn't have time to feed on the police officers.
Yes, let's. As you prepare to advance. So, your first outing on a kill mission as hunters. How are we feeling? How do we feel about how this is developing, Dan?
I'm considering trying to run it over with the van.
You probably rushed out on foot. You can go back for the van and try and get a hit in. Who knows how effective
Well, yes.
it will be.
Well, if turning on the engine, he'll hear it, so yeah. We don't have to go back and forth, but yeah.
Yes. Okay, you're considering violence and how the fuck to take down whatever 8 or killed or ripped apart 8 police officers just now. Alright. Matt, how are we feeling? Thoughts in character out?
If this thing managed to kill at least 6 police officers, the investigative group may not have a winning chance against it.
They did not know that they were dealing with a demon. You came with the word of God, though. And a priest.
And shotguns.
Also, if we win, there will be some severe consequences for police officers being killed.
Nobody knows they were killed. The bodies were disposed of, right?
I mean, that's the entire police precinct missing.
We warned them, they went after a dangerous criminal, they never returned. The dangerous criminal was never found. Clearly, there was a confrontation and the criminal fled.
8 police officers. It's like 4 patrol cars. Surely that should be enough for one man, right? In any normal sort of calculus. Okay. Nexi.
This is bad. We should run away.
We're fucked.
It's just
You're so
one
fine.
monster. It can't be that strong, right?
Yeah, but you know how it is. I don't have any dots and firearms.
Yeah, that sucks. +1 difficulty.
Yeah, and aiming for the head is +2.
Just get within point blank range.
No!
What do you mean, no? Alright, Bacon.
I wish I made a character that knew more, because yeah, we are going to die. I hope, at least I hope, that my suspicions are correct, and that the main thing that this guy invested is now useless because he's too much of a beast to be able to use it.
So, speaking of which, what do you think it is out of character?
La Sombra, whatever the name is when you lose all your humanity.
A white?
Yeah.
El Sombra is a vampire clan, one of the Sabat ones, Matt.
At least it's a La Sombra without the shadow stuff. And that's why it has Dominate, but it doesn't have Celerity. Potence could be an issue, but I expect him, like, he put everything in Obtenebration, and now that he's a monster, he doesn't really have the capabilities of using it to the best of
Yeah,
of
the
it.
Shadow Cloud could be absolutely horrifying. Some of you surely don't have more than 2 stamina. It's just instant suffocation for mortals. Half the party kills over.
But it could be something else, could be, I don't know, a Tremere.
So Bacon thinks that it's a vampire that lost all its humanity and the beast is permanently in control now. Nexi.
I'm not really correct. If in actually I have any better ideas.
I mean, it needed eye contacts apparently, so Dominate makes sense.
Could be that eye contact is just a tool and it's an Effendi.
Yeah, that is possible, but that would just party wipe us anyway. So it's probably not that.
Or maybe it's just heavily physically buffed with like life and mind.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely bestial, right? I actually don't know what kind of gifts werewolves have for making people, like, mind controlled. Maybe it's a black spiral dancer.
I think there was something to make people fascinated as long as you gave them something to look at.
But then again, he's been living quite a while. And werewolves don't slow down when they age. I think. No, wait, I think they stay fit, but he wouldn't look so young anymore.
Werewolves do live longer than normies and he was pretty dirty.
That's fair, yeah, he could be, maybe it's Black Spiral Dance would also wipe us out.
A werewolf would be rough. Like,
Yeah.
real rough. Any werewolf. Like, it doesn't even...
It doesn't even matter to do lethal damage, they soak everything with stabbed.
If it's a Black Spiral Dancer, and considering how long he's been around and when he vanished, that's 40 years of experience. He's an elder then, right? Or rank 4 at least. An elder werewolf would not even break a sweat killing you all.
Yeah, I like the idea of a white because it seems the least dangerous option.
Of all the shitty
Yeah.
options, a completely beast-controlled vampire is the least horrible.
I think the only thing less lethal than a white would be like some degenerate fae that has really weird fetishes, but is not that strong.
Any fake can unleash. And if it has
Yeah, but
mind
if we get a
control,
jump on it,
if it has mind
if you get
control,
a-
it has sovereign, which means it can tell
True.
your guns not to fire.
true, yeah, unleashing sovereign would fuck us.
Matt, what about you? What do you think it is?
I have like low knowledge about supernatural things in this particular system, but my guess it is some variety of ghost.
The area is heavily charged. It could be that there's enough power there for a specter to manifest. I have never included Wraith so far, so maybe I did.
Okay, it could be possessed by a spectre. That would also make sense.
Could be that the wizard, whoever he was, unlocked an Earthbound and it's now riding his body to go on outings.
That would be even worse then.
Yes, you must collect the mind complex. Well, no, an exorcism would still work even if it's in a vessel. The word of God can
Yeah,
fuck
that's
demons.
true, but it
We-
could also manifest outside the vessel and instantly kill us.
Yeah, you have to withstand it long enough to complete the exorcism.
Like
Look,
collapsing
I know
the
it's
mind
not an-
wouldn't be enough because someone would just dig it up again one day.
No, it's worse. It would repair itself if it's a location-bound thing.
But it's not an Earthbound because we know that Earthbounds are end of campaign stuff. This is beginning of the campaign stuff, so it can't be an Earthbound.
Maybe it's the recurring enemy for the next 3 arcs.
Oh no, rule of 3, it defeats us now, then we die on the next one for the final victory in the third encounter.
Yeah, exactly. When you come back as full-fledged mages and masters of reality. And you show it the way back to hell, forcefully. Dan, what about you? What do you think it is?
I was thinking with Sombra too, but you said that about the shadows interacting with it and absorbing it, so I was also thinking the main thing was Ghost as well, a Wraith. Because how the Sombra and the Wraiths have that in common.
I believe that ghosts can temporarily at least possess a body. Maybe it's farming the locals for enough terror to stay manifested and enjoy a bit of quote-unquote life. But I'm sure you can handle a wraith possessing a human body.
The Wraith can possess human body.
Wraith is one of the major systems for World of Darkness. That is actually a thing.
I would say it's a major system, but
How
yeah.
many systems World of Darkness has?
Changeling, werewolf, vampire, mage, wraith, sorcerer is a semi-different one. Then there's all the Dark Ages versions. There's mummy,
There's Mum.
Well, the big three are vampire, werewolf, and mage. The
What do
others
you
are
mean?
all...
Vampire, werewolf, and demon.
The demon is a dead system. They have never updated after 3rd edition.
I think they're stuck, because now it's going back to Onyx Path for White Wolf or something.
No, they're just renaming they're just renaming themselves back to White Wolf.
Ah,
And I think there's talk that they're gonna bring out Mage next. Mage 5th edition.
ah. I thought there was some talk about... I vaguely recall recently reading about there being some talk about demon. But hey...
And if they give it the same treatment they gave to Hunter, you know, yeah, bring it. It's not gonna be recognizable anymore.
Well, I wouldn't know about that. I don't do a lot of V5, but I like demon. Like playing it might be ass, but as antagonists, as a Mind 4 antagonist, it's fucking amazing. And yeah, well, congratulations. You pussied out the first time with the stuff you had in the city, but now you're kilometers from the city with nowhere to go outside your car with dead police on your hands. This time there will be no escape. There will be a resolution to the hunt.
I just hope that his priest magically discovers true fate during this mission so he can help us or we are fucked.
Well, either it will be really hilarious or really cool, right? Because he sure as hell is gonna try. Alright, any other thoughts you want to share or discuss before we wrap up? You do have enough XP to finally, with the power of this place and the heightened emotional state, to get some kind of magic working together for the first time, Dan. So what's your choice? Telekinesis?
It's the only thing she could logically learn.
Alright.
I'd like to buy up awareness if that seems appropriate.
Listen, you're effectively on top of what might be called, quote unquote, a node of magical energy, even if it's aligned with darker forces. So there's definitely a reason why you might be able to refine your attunement by a point.
Can I buy more firearms?
I don't believe you've been practicing, so at this point it's a bit too late.
It's from 1 to 2, just the maintenance I was doing,
Listen,
preparing for today.
You were pumping iron for the past week. Now, if you wanted to up your physical stats, either stamina or dexterity or strength, or brawl for that matter, those you could.
I can't, I don't have enough XP.
Well, sucks to be you then.
Yes, I can also take awareness. It would be useful. Actually, can I increase my melee then, if I was pumping iron?
Were you doing like kendo or whatever?
I mean, I don't know what the gym was offering. If they giving weird martial art classes, I would sign them.
Yeah, you can take it out of melee, sure. I have no problem with it, as long as you're not taking it to like the who knows what degree. But you were training for a week, like upping something physical makes perfect sense. Athletics, if you want to dodge getting ripped apart.
Yeah, I could, but
It's
I'm
also
more
good
tall.
for throwing things.
And running away.
And running away,
Perfect.
yeah. But you only need to run faster than the slowest person in the group, so...
Now let's put 4 on athletics to get athletics 3.
Alright.
Yeah, it's genius. Yeah, I need to run not only faster than the others, I need to run faster than the creature can eat.
Well, if it is indeed a white, considering that someone's gonna get ripped apart and probably bleed preemptively, 3 blood points per turn, that's 18 seconds head start that you get. And hope to God it doesn't have celerity, because sometimes vampires have out of clan disciplines. Well, next time we will see if you get eaten, I suppose.
So what's going to be the next campaign?
After this, back to Pathfinder, I guess.
Okay, so I guess we have Pathfinder in 3 weeks.
Well, I guess so. But no, like, you can handle one. I didn't soup it that much.
We'll see.
Alright, well, then let's end here. Nom nom nom.
Goodbye, everyone.
Yes, say goodbye.
Bye, stream.
Goodbye.